H-Town, what's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas, but we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And today is Women Rock Wednesday, December the 23rd. 2 days before Christmas. You see my Christmas tree behind me? Women Rock Wednesdays. And let me explain. Women Rock Wednesdays, it's not necessarily that we always talk about women topics, but we reserve that day. If a woman wants to talk about something, we'll do it. But of course, we always scour the world for top women topics. And sometimes y'all got to understand, input, if it's something you want to talk about, a woman's accomplishments, like some of our guys do, send an email, chopshophtx@gmail.com. But as customary, on Women Rock Wednesday, let me get my stuff right over here. Let me get my desk right over here. My desk is not like it usually be today. I got stuff on it today. Let me see. As customary, we have to announce our starting five. And our starting five is the first five people that sign up on to the feed every day. And on Wednesday, it's always women. Men, you don't have a shot today. Mindy Collins, let me go. Sonia Billingsley, that's my girls. Tiffany Saunders. Hold on, let me go. Anissa Veal, the real deal Anissa Veal. Kim Jackson, Crystal Wicks. Let me tell you something. They my starting however many on here. They my starting however many's on here today. Let's see. Let me see if I see somebody else. Calverta Jackson. Hold up, y'all. That's my sister. Wow. Hey, baby. Happy Women's Rock. Oh, Yvette Machete. Hey, man, let me tell you something. Hey, I got my girls in the house today. It's Women Rock Wednesday. I got my girls in the house. Do me a favor, share the show to everybody to make sure your friends. It's going to be a unique show today. And got some things I want to share with you before we get into the my women topics. I want to just share a few things I know y'all want to talk about. Y'all favorite whooping person. And he is in the news again, James Harden. So I know y'all want to talk about that. But first of all, I want to tell you thank you to Melvin Dews. Melvin Dews is one of our listeners and supporters. And he contacted coronavirus and sent me a heartfelt letter. And I read the letter on the show yesterday. If you want to hear it, go back and read the letter. Read it, listen to it again. You can hear the letter. But he emailed me last night, instant messaged me last night, and directed me to a YouTube site. Well, I finally got a chance, everybody, to see Beaumont United play. They played against Crosby. I'll wait till Jimmy come a little bit because I know that's his wheelhouse, and I don't try to step on that. But to a high school basketball game, because I never saw these players play before, but on video. But I got a chance to see those guys. So thank you, Melvin Dews, for think about this, y'all. He sent me the link. I went straight to the link on YouTube. Lamb Productions, some young guys. I think his name Josh Lamb. He owns and run that outfit. And shout out to him. And I just love how we just got people all around us are doing extraordinary things from our community, y'all, and we have to support them. And we got to support them. Then let me see. Then I saw where Dwayne Haskins was in photographed in a strip club. James Harden was filmed in a strip club, and Haskins is in the middle of a playoff run. James, I don't know what's going on with this James situation, y'all. I had to pray about it last night when I saw this. But I was thinking about Dwayne Haskins, a young guy he was the third string quarterback, first round draft pick for the Washington football team. And and he going to the strip club. They lost the game. He go to to a club and they filmed him and didn't have a mask on. Kind of mess up the rhythm of the team and stuff like that. We're going and they want to shout out to who have been on this show. Leonard Hamilton, Coach Leonard Hamilton. He is on the list eligible candidates for the Naismith Hall of Fame class of 2021. Shout out there. But let me tell you about your girl Jamel Hill. We can talk about her a little bit because we found out. I think we talked about on the show earlier about Keontae Johnson, the young guy who played for Florida, and I showed y'all I didn't show the videotape. Y'all saw the videotape where the young basketball player just came out of the huddle, and he, you don't have to send me. I know everything about James, baby. I got somebody sending me stuff about James Harden right now. I got every text, everything they've been sending me about. We'll talk about that later. Believe you me. But this young man, he collapsed, y'all. I mean, and I told y'all to put yourself in his place or his parents. Imagine you watching the game of mamas. It's Women Rock Wednesday. I think I said this. And you watching the game and your baby just walk out the huddle and collapse. This is what happened to Keontae Johnson last week, a couple of weeks ago. But he's out of the hospital now. But guess what? You remember I mentioned this disease called myocarditis. I mentioned it about when it happened because it happened in some players in the NFL did not play this year because it's inflammation of their heart, of some of your heart muscles, some anything messing with the heart. Carditis, myocarditis, it's a problem. The young man collapsed, but he has been diagnosed with a heart inflammation that has been associated with COVID-19 because the kid, so now think about this, y'all. Jamel Hill, she wrote a tweet. Now, this is the same Jamel Hill that got in trouble with ESPN and got fired because, hey, Cindy Laura, because she spoke out against the tyranny of 45, that president that's on the way out the door. She said, Jamel Hill, she tweeted, she said this, among many reasons is why college sports should not have been played this year. Check this out now. I say this as someone who loves sports and makes a living because of it. We willingly sacrifice these players for money and entertainment. We won't know the extent of these damages to these players for years. Y'all got to remember, University of Houston said, what did coach come out and say? Kevin Sampson said, all my players got it. We don't know how it's going, but see, these our babies we sending out in this thing. And think about it, y'all. This what I keep, this what got me, Michael Henderson. The NFL players who got diagnosed with COVID, they had all these doctors probing them and finding out what's going on. That's where the myocarditis, they found out COVID can cause it. COVID-19 can cause it. Our babies in college, they might not have these extensive tests like these people are in the NFL. So that's why I'm concerned. And I know a lot of y'all sons play in college basketball, and I understand it. But y'all, it's not worth their life. And I've been constant about this. And, I know a lot of people go to these games and all that. As much as I love basketball, I have not attended a basketball game this season. I mean, since what's that May whenever the thing shut down, and not I'm a guy who grew up. I love science and I like science, and I know science is not absolute, but I listened. Yeah, and I understand. Alex Costello, you can have any excuse you want to. You said Alex Costello said these players are not. I'm not talking about at a higher rate. I'm just talking about for me in my house. You can do what the hell you want to at your house, Alex Costello. You can use all the figures and say if they weren't playing, they necessary. I understand that. And I believe you me, I understand that. As for me in my house, my son wouldn't be playing. That's all I'm saying. You can sit up and give me all of those and I'll put it on the screen for people to see. Alex, you can say all that you want to. I'm not telling y'all grown ass what to do, sir. You do what the hell you want to with your kid. I'm just telling you, I would not allow. Hell no. I wouldn't allow. And y'all do what you want to do. Y'all go to the games, y'all do. And I know, I believe you me. It's a guy came on this show, his name Jimmy Hicks. He said, it's like blue magic. Y'all got to have it. Y'all got to have basketball. Y'all, and I understand it. I promise you, I understand it. I'm just saying that when you put your kid at risk, when you put yourself at risk, yes, and you're right, everybody could be at risk. You could go to the grocery store and be at risk. But guess what? At the grocery store, I'm not sweating and running up and down a court, boxing out and hitting another player. I'm not doing that in the grocery store. I'm 6 feet apart, and any elsewhere I'm going 6 feet apart and got a mask on. So that's the one. I mean, and I understand, y'all. I can't tell you what to do with your kids, but Happy Women Rock Wednesday. I'm not gonna stay there, but let me tell you something. I got one boss woman I got to talk to y'all about. These women, but then women, I need y'all today, Mindy Collins. I need my women today because I want to help y'all. I need y'all to help me with something. I need y'all to help me with something. You know I'm always on the women's side, but I want y'all. Hey, Sonya, I want y'all to meet the only black woman in the U.S. of A. who owns her own bank. Okay? You know, hold on. Should I repeat that again? I'm going to introduce you. It's Women Rock Wednesday. Hey, Brandy. To the only black woman in the U.S. of A. who owns her own bank. One black woman has managed to defy all the odds and is now the only black woman to own and operate a banking institution in the United States. Her name is Kiko Davis. Look her up. Ain't my job to go do. I'm not going to give you all the information. I'm just going to steer you. I'm going to steer you to the trough, and I want you to drink. Miko, check this out. Hold up. Let me get it right. Kiko Davis, Kiko Davis, is a major stockholder in the First Independent Bank as a trustee of the Donald Davis Living Trust. That's key. The Donald Davis Living Trust. That's key, y'all. The 10th largest African-American owned bank in the country. In addition to running the bank, Davis is also the founder and president of the Don Davis Legacy Foundation. Immortalized the legacy of what? Her husband, Donald Davis. That's why I put a footnote there. A husband who also works as the managing director of Groovesville Productions and Publishing. Check this out. Groovesville Production and Publishing Company, which controls the rights of several Grammy-winning music catalogs. These black folks here ain't playing. This folks here ain't playing. Davis says she gained her leadership and guess what? And she let me hold up. I ain't got my fan on. I got to come out. I got to come out of it. I got to turn my fan on. But it's great, man. Let me tell you something. If you can't get excited about that, what can you get excited about? And guess what, women? I'm not done. Y'all know when these women. Check this out. It's op-ed. A lady named Toni Stone, Connie Morgan, and Mamie Johnson are Negro League stars you may not know. Toni Johnson is an American hero people may not know. She grew up in St. Paul, Minnesota in the 1930s, where the Ku Klux Klan still had influence. And the decade before they owned 3 newspapers. Yet, biting the racism of all of this, Stone, she loved baseball. Tony Stone loved baseball. And she signed with the Indianapolis Clowns, replacing, check this out, y'all. Hold on. I didn't know about this. In 1953, she signed with the Indianapolis Clowns, replacing Hank Aaron at second base, and was the first of 3 black women to play professional baseball in a previously male-only Negro league. The others were Connie Morgan and Mamie Peanut Johnson, who also signed with the Clowns. Did y'all hear what I just said? Y'all got to read this article. I got this. It's USA Today article. Go to this article. Let me tell you something, man. But women, as much as these accomplishments you have, I need y'all to help me with this one. Okay? All right. Okay. Where it is. I got to go back to it. I need your help now. Listen, and listen good. I just want to get your. I saw this. Somebody said, I have great respect and welcome. Oh, Roland Martin. He said, I have great respect and welcome the women hired by Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in their communication shops. Check this out. He said, but it's disheartening that not one black man was hired. Not one. The Democrats have had a major black male messaging problem. Now, no black male communicators in the White House. Y'all help me with this one, Rick. Yeah, whatever you call it. Now, what's so strange is that Biden and Harris had 3 black men working on their campaign who were very effective. What is his name? Camus, Marshall, J.T. Brown, and Ramsey Smith. Black women voted the highest for Democrat, but you know who number 2 was? Black men. Proof is in the numbers. Roland said, let me be perfectly clear. Unless Democrats face their black male problem head on, that 20% from the other side this year will grow in 2024. This year, it was 9 points in 2012, 13 points in 2016. Y'all better hire some brothers in communications team. And he said, I know what I'm talking about. Women, what do you think about that? I'm just going to turn on the fan. Y'all keep on talking. What do you think about that? What do you think about that? Does Roland have a point? But Roland have a point. No, you don't have to demand it. You don't have to demand it when Rick. You don't have to demand it afterwards. You can still demand it now. Oh, it's going to be a lot of positions that open up. If you know anything about a presidential campaign or a president, he had a great point. But it's time. They will be able to do some other things. But women, I don't see but men talking. When I want this Women Rock Wednesday, I would like to. I like to see what women think about that. I'm curious. I'm just curious. I'm curious. And then I go through this thing again. Let me see. I got something else for y'all. Hold up, y'all. Y'all know I'm not finished. With Jamel Hill. Who else? Oh, let me tell you something this morning. I happen to, yes, I know he's a frat brother. I know that, Barnes. But I want to know what you think about his comment. Yeah, thank God for the frat brothers. I got a call this morning, man. I'm going to share this with y'all. I was talking to Damon Stoudemire, coach of the Pacific University. We were just talking, because I was concerned about, not concerned, but, I hear all the Harden talk and all of this. And so he was telling me a story. He never told me the story. Robert even never told me the story. Robert Orr was riding back from San Antonio for something. I think during an All-Star game, they said they rode back to Houston, I guess. And and he asked Robert a question. They sitting in the car ride, two millionaires doing what they do. He said, "Would you rather have made the money that I made?" Because Damon, you know, had a max deal before and all that. Damon made a lot more money than Robert. He said, "Would you rather have those rings?" I've never heard Damon tell the story. Because you remember me and Jimmy brought this up and asked what we would rather have. And Rob said to him, saying, "Man, I'd rather have your money." He said, "I can buy me some rings." And I thought about that, and I'm changing the subject now because I'm talking about James. He said James should have never turned down that $100 million. He said, because when this league is finished with you, and y'all can talk about James and all that, but when this league is finished with you, they're finished with you. Unless you're a certain person or you're a certain guy, you're a certain, come on, Darryl Barnes. Darryl Barnes. Come on, man. It's all right to be selfish. Darryl Barnes, you selfish. Guess why? You just posted that. You just selfishly posted that about Roland Martin. Come on, man. Come on. Let's go. Let's go higher. Let's just go higher. And he was just talking about, and he said he owns this team. This is what Damon said. He said James owns. He could do whatever. He can get it. When he leave, he can go in the front office. He can do whatever with this team. He said, why? So he talked to another guy. I ain't gonna tell because that's him and that guy's secret. He talked to another guy, a player. He's complaining right now about not playing. You know, we got some guys in the league play for the Denver Nuggets. You know, it's a change. He been injured. He didn't come back. And I'll let y'all decipher who the guy is. And he just said, man, the kid, tell me, man, I'm requesting a trade. He said, man, let me tell you something. He said, man, you got a lot of people around here. You got 4 kids, man. You ain't even 30 years old. He said, man, check this out. Man, your bills every month is $115,000 to $120,000 a month. Don't you jeopardize this job you got going in there acting crazy. And see, that's what a lot of us don't understand. When I'm watching this, and I guess he was talking a little bit about James, about the way, showing up in a strip club and on a Monday night. And I don't know. I was not there. I don't know if it's true. The NBA is looking into it. But we just have to figure this out. But I'm gonna take a quick break because I want to come back and want to share some more things. Just talk and see. It's good to have guys that been in this thing who made their mistakes and now they seeing how this thing. He said something to me that if y'all been watching this show, y'all gonna understand that I felt the same way. And he said this to me, and we feel the same way about it. But Chop Shop, we'll be back. I'll see where Jimmy is. Chop Shop, we'll be back in a minute. We're going to go take a break. But I got something for y'all. But happy Women Rock Wednesday. Hey, Ashley. Happy Women Rock Wednesday, all the women. Hey, Mindy. We'll be back in a minute. to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports. Let me get Jim in here. #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy. I'm still talking, but I'm back in the screen. Jimmy, old man. Jimmy, I had to laugh at that one. The old man recovered. Jimmy, you say he recovered? They start getting dapped down there so they can forget about it. I mean, it was, I saw that. But Jimmy, it's Women Rock Wednesday. Akisa, I want y'all to, I need y'all help right quick. I need the women. Call your women right now. I'm finna play something. I want y'all to see it. And it's Women Rock Wednesday, and I want y'all to tell me what the hell was this man supposed to do. Okay, y'all help me with this one now. I don't know because it's silent. I don't know what happened. They ain't said what happened yet. But I want y'all, I need my women. Mindy, I need y'all to comment on this. Tell me what was this guy supposed to do. That's Rondo. That's Ray John Rondo, y'all. Up there at the top. That's his Rolls Royce, and I guess I don't know who car is that next to him. And this lady walked up to him. I'm trying to walk you through it because I haven't had a chance. And the lady, she didn't put her hand on her hip, so I don't know what's being said. And but this is I don't know. I just want to know what happened, and I don't know who this guy is with the watermark up there. His girl got in front. I like the girls. Women Rock Wednesday. I'm about to come back on the screen. Hold on. Let me find me and Jimmy. Jimmy, it's Women Rock Wednesday, man. Jimmy, what the hell happened, y'all? Jimmy.
Well, the video without the audio.
Jimmy, that could be you a Saturday. Jimmy, that look like you a Saturday right there.
No, but I mean, we don't have the audio, so I don't know. That could be a lot of things. That could be,
It can.
But if I'm just saying, I'm quite sure some of the speculation has been put out there since that video. I'm sure of that.
I haven't seen that. I haven't fact checked it, Jimmy. I'm just saying. Nashawn talking about me on the commentary. Hey, when I saw it, I said, wait look how easy y'all did. What I wanted to show y'all, look how easy this stuff could escalate. Words are powerful. What you write on this Facebook feed is powerful. Y'all got to realize the reason I comment on some of these Facebook feeds because Jimmy and I are responsible for what comes over these airwaves. These people ain't gonna call y'all back because they don't know y'all. They gonna call me and Jimmy. We responsible. So when I don't mean to challenge you, but when I see something that if you're bold enough to put it in print, just like that lady was bold enough to walk over there, and Jimmy, she walked, I don't know what happened, but she walked right in she was the Jimmy, stand your ground. She came toward them. And I said, hey, so, I mean, people can look at it. I did not see it. I promise you, I did not see. I did not hear the video. I have not read the commentary. But guess what? Rondo gonna wind up having to pay some money out of his pocket about this mess. Watch and see this society we're in now. That what's going on, man, in this society, man. And Jimmy, I'm not with it, but you can come in now. My bad.
And I mean, like I said, and also, of course, now I missed what all you guys covered. What did you cover early at the top of the show? Which topic did all you cover?
I did, Jimmy. We can talk about everything because I just lost. I went to Dwayne Haskins. I went everywhere, but I say your favorite whipping boy. I say that one for you. I say that one for you because I know you couldn't wait. You had your hat turned sideways so you could talk about Harden. And let me tell y'all something. Today,
Harden wants to be talked about. Let's get that first and foremost.
Jimmy,
there are things that you can do.
Go.
If you don't want to be talked about, there are certain actions you can take on your side of the fence to help validate you not wanting to be talked about. And there are certain things you can do that proves that you don't give a damn anymore. And what James Harden is doing is his actions is showing right now. And that's the thing. It's twofold. While you're doing this, trying to rattle in the cage, basically to force them to force yourself out when you want to get out, then what it does is making the next owner look and say, man,
Jimmy, Mindy just said something. Hey,
if
Jimmy,
he does that to them,
Jimmy,
then he could do this to me.
But I talked to some NBA people this morning. They said, man, every owner know everything about James. Y'all got to understand these billionaires. Everybody knew all of this stuff. James just trying to get out of here. And Mindy said she just feels he's not going by the right way. But Mindy, guess what? Hold up, Jimmy. That's what they said about the protesters. You're not going about it the right way. That's what they said about Colin Kaepernick. You're not going about it the right. No, hold on, Jimmy. You're not going about it. What is the right way?
Adam, you are now, you put your latest actions. This is a team sport. If you're going to hold out, you want to go, don't report. Don't come.
No, you don't report. You don't want to. You don't report. Jimmy, this ain't the NFL.
Go in there and tell them your back hurting. Tell them your back hurting. And then you got to go through a series of back tests. I mean, guess what? But the thing is, what you're doing now.
So you want him to lie? You want him to lie?
No.
Because his back ain't
hurt.
He's
lying already. He's lying already.
Wait, he ain't lying.
You're lying by signing an agreement for COVID that you're going to obey the COVID protocol. That means you're not supposed to go to
breaking the rule. That's not lying. Jimmy, come on.
You're lying already.
No, you're not. That's not lying.
What do you mean?
It's not lying. I said breaking the rule don't mean you're lying.
If you make an agreement that you're not going to attend certain places.
The Players Association made that agreement. The Players Association, hold on. The Players Association also told Lou Will he couldn't go, and he left. Jimmy, rules are, excuse me, sir.
And Lou Will lied.
Jimmy, I'm just helping you with words. You said lie. It's not a lie. You break the rule is not a lie.
You reneged.
That's not lying. You just said, hey,
let me tell you something. Every day when the Rockets players when they come into the entrance of the Toyota Center, the coaches and the team players, they're asked, right? Check off your protocol. Do you feel faint? Did you this? Did you attend any place? Did you go any place? Did you go? No. Then okay, now take your thing, you're going on in. Okay, so if you're saying this before you come in, and then you come in and find out you went and party, that means before you came into the building, they asked you a series of questions and the question now, and you said that means you lied. Heather?
Dude,
that means you lied.
I can't believe you said it. So he lied. But this is saying he said one thing. James Harden tweeted this. This is what he tweeted. Boy, y'all kill me. Y'all try. Man, he done enough. You don't have to add some bullshit to it. James Harden said one thing after, hold on. I just let you talk. One thing after another, I went to show love to my homegirl at her event. Not a strip club, because she's becoming a boss and putting her people in position to succeed. And now it's a problem. Every day is something. No matter how many times people try to drag my name under, they can't. The real always end up on top. So keep on dragging. Don't drag. Don't drag.
First of all, some of the people, of course, in the media, some people had said it was a strippers party. Some people took that and ran and say a strip club. It was not a strip club. The way that the picture looked, if you notice that, it looks like it was at the address. That's what it looks like it was at. The place called the Address in H-Town. And that back part of the address, that resembles exactly what that photo looks like. In the back of the back, all when you go in, you're going through the front door, straight through the back. Okay, now, the thing is with him is, once again, you made choices. There are consequences. And the consequence is people in this situation is that you possibly infected your teammates because you have no mask on. So that means now you got to come to practice with the teammates. So you affecting them. That's what I'm saying now. We don't know what can happen.
I love all of these. Hold on, Jimmy. I love this Facebook feed with all these perfect ass people who don't do nothing. Got their comments, but keep on going. Keep on piling on. And James Harden really telling y'all. And let me read what he think about what you said, Dora LeBlanc. He said, no matter how many times people try to drag my name, you can't. I'm really going to always be on top. So if you're printing it on here, I'm just telling you, he said this. These not my words. He said, Jimmy, you talking about his teammates, you talking about his... Let me tell you something. Ben McLemore, he had to... They found him positive. Y'all got to understand, James has been positive already. Let me repeat that.
Yes,
let's play. And he's been positive already.
I informed the people on the Chop Shop and when James had got the positive. And I said it on there, on the Chop Shop. So and told you guys what was going on. That was back when the bubble, that was back when he was late to the bubble.
But Jimmy, it's easy for somebody to tell him to leave. Damn it, he want to leave. Excuse me? He want to leave. But Massa won't let him leave. You just can't leave. The collective bargaining agreement said you can't leave. He is not going to leave $40 million on the table. Let me repeat that. He is not going to leave. It's easy for you fans to say, abide by the rules. Ain't nobody on this Facebook feed, including you, Jimmy, has never abided by every rule. Nobody. Me and nobody. So I can't expect for me to tell a young, rich dude like that. And let me tell you something. Y'all got to realize, I don't, and I know y'all always love to do this, but I don't condone this mess he doing. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it that way. So let's get that straight. So y'all won't go back, you condone it, you condone it. I'm going to repeat that. I don't like it at all. I wouldn't have done it like that. I would have found a better way. But this man has been to talk to Tillman Fertitta and asked him, Tillman, trade me, man. For these 2 years, I want to go try to pursue me a championship. Tillman, you got a new coach, inexperienced coach. You got a general manager that ain't never did a deal. Man, I want to go somewhere else. Hold on. I will come back to you later, Tillman. I will come back to you later. But right now, give me this. No. I want you here. And I don't blame Tillman. But James asked him. Now, that has never been printed in the paper. I'm fucking wondering why. I wonder why that has never been printed in the paper. If I know it, somebody else know it. So all I'm saying, y'all can bash him all you want to. But don't sit up and say he can just leave. No, sir. Can't just leave. Can't leave. He's acting out right now. And it's his only recourse. And guess what, Jimmy? Think about this. Let's say I'm shown in a club. That means I don't have to play tonight. I might get fined. The team gonna get fined. I didn't go to... I don't want to play with these dudes. Get me the hell out of here, man. Have y'all ever thought? I wish y'all was Spencer Haywood. Hold up, Jimmy. I'm gonna let you go. I wish y'all was Spencer Haywood back in the day when he signed a deal where the owner put in the contract, well, when he get 50 years old, he got to go work for his trucking line from 50 to 75 years old. He got to go work to receive the rest of that money. That's why I tell y'all to go read your damn history. When the owners used to lock these guys in and they couldn't do nothing. Now you got a young black man with power and he just exercising his power. He's not going by the right way. Listen to me. I don't condone that. And I'm going to go get out of this because y'all done got me hot. But guess what? I'm feeling good. Come on, Jimmy. Come on with it. Go.
Once
I'm going to go change shirts.
Choices and consequences. If James Harden, if that's the case, then keep taking your ass to the club and to the bars. You see, here's the thing. Keep going. Don't go then try to give an excuse as to, well, I was just showing my homegirl some love, blah blah blah. Okay, keep going and own it. You see, by you giving your excuse and try to turn the excuse into the reason, that ain't working. But at the same time, if the protocols in place, say for example, if anybody in Houston has ever been to the address, that's a lounge, a bar on the south side of town, shortly right at the edge of of Third Ward. If you've ever been there on a Sunday, that's one of the most populated bars in all of Texas on a Sunday. One of the most populated enclosures.
Jimmy, they say it was on a Monday. Jimmy, it wasn't Sunday. It was on a Monday. I'm just saying, get the facts.
I'm talking about the address on a Sunday. Okay. It's the most populated.
Okay.
This place is popular. So if there's a party on a Monday, even on Sunday, the protocols aren't followed at the address by people for us masking up. You mask up on the way in, and once you get in there, you know how that stuff go. You got a bottle in your hand or a glass in your hand. You're not masking up, sipping, masking back up, sipping. You're not. Most people, some are. Some of you guys are maybe, but most people aren't. So, and talking and all the same time. So this all goes with it. That's the risk versus the reward of being inside of one of those establishments. Meanwhile, if James Harden he knowingly went to this place and this place was not on the approved list. NBA released protocol prior to this season saying that there's only an approved list of establishments that the players are able to frequent if they are on the road or even in town. And how are they picking those places? I don't know. You know how this stuff goes. You got to pay like you weigh or have some influence or be on the political side of favor in order to get your name on one of those lists, one of those restaurants. You know how this stuff goes. Now, I guarantee you, Tillman Fertitta, all of his restaurants are probably.
I'm glad you know, because I didn't see what the address. I'm glad you did enough digging. I really didn't care. I haven't even seen the video. Me personally, I've
seen the video and I've been inside of the address.
But all I'm telling
I'm telling you what it's looking like in my eyes.
Listen,
now I haven't been there in a long time.
I don't condone it, but I expect this. I mean, when your woman don't want your ass no more, she gonna do some stuff to show you she don't want you no more, man. But you come and talk about, well, maybe.
Here's the thing. Okay, but own it. That's all we say. So I'm saying now, own it. He's not owning it. He's making excuses.
He might not be owning it to you, but he owning it.
Owning it.
He said he went to the club.
I'm not talking about that part. I'm talking about own your logic, your reasoning. I don't want to own it. You're not owning it.
Jimmy, did you hear what I just said? Jimmy, I know you don't like to listen, though. Okay. But do me a favor. Don't look down on your phone. Listen to me. Jimmy, I know for a fact he went to Tillman Fertitta before he ever got to your people or anybody. They were man to man, face to face, and said, man, I want out of here, man. Hold up. I'm going to repeat this again because this go over people's head. I want out of here. Tillman, you just hired an inexperienced coach. You about to rebuild. Hold on.
You just said that.
No, but you come here talking about he ain't owning it. He owned it with the owner.
I'm talking about
He ain't got
owning
to
his
worry about
actions,
y'all.
owning the logic of you. Why would you go and go to a bar
Jimmy,
that could possibly be a super spreader, and you got to come to practice,
Jimmy,
and
y'all
you don't
go
have
to
to come.
games
You
that are
come and
super
decide to
spreaders.
come to practice,
Jimmy,
and possibly bring and infect one more of your teammates.
Jimmy, it's
That's
still
in bringing other people into your problem, Adder. That's not you own. That's bringing other people that have families, especially during the holidays. So now possibly, knowingly, you're going, that's not cool. Ain't nothing cool about that.
It ain't Jimmy.
Do your
I don't
thing,
think Jimmy.
keep it
I
on
don't
your
think
side
it's
of the
cool.
fence.
Hold. I don't think it's cool. Y'all going congregating at a basketball game. I don't think it's cool. I don't think
But
it's
I'm
cool.
not on the team. That's the whole thing.
No.
That's
But I don't think it's cool because you can go. Hold up. You can go and leave there and affect somebody else.
No, that's not obligated. You're obligated, contractually obligated to be on with your team. That's your job. That is your contractual obligation. You don't have a contractual obligation with the general public. He has a contractual obligation. That means you come and report to work.
Do you hear what you're saying, man?
Yes, you have a contractual obligation.
I don't think
he's contractually obligated.
He ain't got no. So guess
he
what?
He has a contractual obligation with the Houston Rockets.
Excuse me, sir. Every contract is made to be broken. All contract. Oh man, my ass! I'm telling you, a contracts are broken.
So
people who don't know,
what happens? What happens if James Harden? Hold on. So what happens if James Harden decides to not go to report to the Toyota Center anymore? What happens to his money?
We're talking about that.
That's
not what I'm talking about. I know.
That's what I'm talking about,
dude. You're not good.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's not good.
That is good. That's exactly what I said. That ain't good. That ain't good at all. That's exactly what I said. That's what he's understand. If you feel that way and owning it, then don't show up.
He doing it his way. Jimmy, you got some ways. Jimmy, hold on, excuse me, sir.
You just said his way you don't agree with. You say you don't condone the way that he's doing it.
But it's his way. But it's his way. Like I don't condone that shit you be doing. That's your way. How can I tell a grown ass millionaire what to do? And this what you keep you're trying to say he's contractually obligated. Every contract, Daryl Morey, hey, to help y'all out, Jacoby, Daryl Morey was under contract. Let me repeat that. Daryl Morey was under contract when he did that damn tweet that cost the NBA billions of dollars. They didn't fire his ass, did it? Hold on. Daryl Morey was under contract with the Houston Rockets. Guess what they do to him, Jacoby? Daryl, we'll buy you out. We'll buy you out. So all James is saying, move me. You don't have to buy me out. Just move me. So y'all won't do it, right? Okay. All right. Okay. I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. So all I'm saying is, I wouldn't have did it that way. But man, I'm behind. I'm going to be behind. I'm behind my people. I'm sorry. I'm behind whatever you do. Because guess what? Everything your kids do, I'm just going to throw them out the house just because he done went and did something? Oh, hell no. And I'm definitely not going to let y'all tell me who not to like. I'm just sitting here saying, you saying he's contractual obligation. All I'm trying to explain to you, Jimmy, contracts, they broken every day. So that's all. We can go to the next subject. If we got another hot topic. Hey, we got another hot topic. Which women rock women? Yeah, we spoke about women. Yeah, we spoke. But no, I mean, if y'all don't want to, I don't listen to me, man. Y'all don't understand. This is a topic. Y'all in Houston. Y'all fans of the Houston Rockets, right? Y'all got a team. I talked to Damon Stoudemire this morning on the floor this morning, and I just didn't realize if y'all, and I told him, Damon, go back to a few shows back. Y'all remember, it's two things didn't set right with Damon Stoudemire. Me and him haven't talked. And he said two things, Jimmy. He said something didn't set right with me with the Rockets hiring Stephen Silas. He said, I am not mad about Stephen Silas getting this job. Robert, you got to hear me. He said something, and I said the same thing. Some just didn't sit right. He said, when you got a guy like John Lucas, even though he's older, could have galvanized the city and the team. You got a guy like Sam Cassell, who won 2 championships. You didn't even give him a what you call. He said, some just didn't sit right with me. Then he went back further. He said, Ty Lue coaching that game last night with the Clippers didn't sit right with me. Y'all already know it didn't sit right with me. Because I sit there and said, if you're going to fire the head coach and then you're going to hire his, think about this. Let me talk to somebody who might. Jacoby. Let me talk to the young people. Jacoby. Me and you cool. I hire you as my assistant coach. I get fired. Okay? But you go and get the head coaching job. Jacoby, don't you know I'm going to be thanking you done did some shady shit behind my... So if they... But then, Jacoby, I went back and looked at some of the games in the bubble, Jimmy. And I'm watching. This with Tyrone Long. Y'all go back and get some of them games in the bubble. Tyrone Lue, that's all he did. Man, I'm just telling y'all this, what I'm trying to explain to y'all, especially you know-it-alls, this is how this NBA work, man. So how in the hell can you get mad at James about having leverage? Like I said, I wouldn't have did that. But I'm not James. That's all I'm saying. I'm not James. But Jimmy, we can move on to the next topic. And I want to, yeah.
Let me tell you something. If we were in the studio 4 days back at the radio station, and if I knew that you were seriously protective of your health during the COVID, if I cared, then I would make an extra cautional effort to not fraternize with large gatherings, because I would, in order to protect you from myself from bringing that back to you. Once again, if I cared.
Jimmy, he don't care. Jimmy, he want to get
understand.
Jim, hold up. Jim, he put the tape got out. He ain't got to go to the team. He ain't got to put him in danger because he's going to be in the protocol.
It's deeper, understand. It's deeper, you're saying it's deeper than just the Houston Rockets. It's deeper than that. This is the second time in a 2-week span, 3-week span, that you've been in 3 different cities, large gatherings with no mask on. That's what I'm saying. It's deeper than that. So it don't got to do with the Rockets. Before you even get to the next person, your guys, your no mask on.
Dwayne Haskins didn't have a mask on either.
We just ain't got nothing to do with Dwayne Haskins right now. We're talking about James Harden.
But you just said, hold on. You said it like James is the only person in the world.
This ain't got nothing to do with the only person. This ain't got nothing to do with that. This ain't got nothing to do with that right now.
So James, hold up. So you hold James to what? You hold James to a different standard?
A higher standard than Haskins.
That's your problem.
James Harden is a Hall of Famer.
That's your
Haskins
problem.
is not.
You shouldn't be a respecter of persons. That's your problem. You're worried about his status. No, Jimmy. You know
It's
what?
a
You know what?
higher standard.
Let
Yes,
me
it
show you
is.
what the elephant in the room. Now, one time, it's easy. Thank you, Tammy. It's easy to bash on James. He's the whipping boy. Now one of y'all said, Tillman, why? Excuse me, all you fans, because I ain't no fan. All you fans need to march. I'm going to show you where his office is. They might run your ass off of there, though, but march over there to the Landry building on the 610 loop. To the Landry office building, that's Timothy Tito's office. Okay? March to the steps, because they ain't going to let you in the door. March to the steps and say, hey, we as fans, fanatics, the root word for fanatics, just trade him. You're not going to get a transformative talent like him. Just trade him. Get something back. Just trade him.
They are going to trade.
Okay.
They're going, but they're waiting now since the season has started for some of the players that way they can. Now they're getting an audition with some of the players and some of the sub secondary components in part of the trade. If it's going to be a 2, 3, or maybe a 14 deal, they're evaluating. They're scouting to see what's going to fit best in the trades. Like we know that there's discussions. Of course, trades every other day. I think the Boston Celtics is one that they're in talks. And Jaylen Brown would be, and Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown, and would be part of the package, and a couple of first rounders and some swappable picks as well for James Harden. The Toronto Raptors is one with offering Siakam, and Toronto went through this stuff again.
Jimmy.
So, but at the same time, he's going to get traded. He knows he's going to get traded. So at the same time, your job.
So why go out there and play with these?
If you're taking your value, then you're not doing me a favor as the seller. So that means I'm not going to do you an extra favor
unless you've been on Mars
quicker.
Jimmy, unless you've been on Mars for the last 6 months. Unless you've been on Mars. I'm telling you right now, in case you didn't know, every GM in the whole league know what they're getting in Harden. Everyone. There's no secrets. He's not damaging his brand. He's not damaging. Y'all got to realize. Think about this. I'll help y'all out. Because y'all, you know, I know. Anytime when you ever say something that goes above y'all head, sometimes y'all just don't get it. And I understand. Y'all take a look at this. Daryl Morey leaves Houston. Okay? They buy him out. He leaves Houston. Okay? He is in the middle of negotiating with a guy that he taught who learned up under him, Raphael Stone, and I think, what's my guy's name? Wissett, the assistant general man, Mr. Witus. Witus. That's last name Witus. Now, this is a unique dynamic, everybody. This has never really happened before in NBA history where a top-level president or GM switch teams, and the next year they are in a trade package trying to make a trade that would what? Alter these teams or determine these teams' future for the next 5 years. It's a big trade. This ain't no trade to play around with, right? Only other time this ever happened got close to happening, Jimmy, is with the young guy that went from OKC to the Clippers. He withdrew himself from negotiating with Sam Presti because Sam Presti is the president and general manager at OKC. So what we got is, you know, it's some unique dynamics in this situation, man. That maybe the Houston Rockets man, I know I'm young. This is my first deal. I don't want to get fleeced. Because whatever I do now is going to set my team up for the next 5 years. I understand the Rockets. My thing is, I told y'all, I don't agree with what James is doing. My thing is, I just look at the business side of it, man. And I don't look at it as the fans, but if you fans are so unhappy, because I see y'all getting on here and saying everything, march down, and I find that where at the Post Oak Hotel, right next to the, march down there to the steps, a group of y'all get a group of y'all together and march down to the steps and just say, hey, man, we want James out. Why don't you trade him? That's how them other folks would do it. So guess what? If y'all want him out so bad, it's good. I mean, that's all I'm saying. Jimmy, I really didn't even want to bring up the subject because I'm sitting there saying, wow.
Me personally, I like just keep agonizing yourself. You know why? Because every day that a person like you wake up and see that Harden is still with the Rockets, it pisses you off or angsts you a little bit more than the day before. So guess what I'm going to do as an owner? I'm going to make sure your ass is going to be miserable or you're going to take a hit just like I'm going to take a hit. I'm taking a hit in my pockets. Your ass going to take a hit in your heart. And we're gonna both do the Rocket. We're gonna do the Clubber Lane and the guy. And
so how is the owner
in the Rocket movie together?
How is the owner taking a hit in his pockets?
You say how?
Yeah,
because number one, you're not going to get. You only have an employee that you have on your payroll that is not committed to giving 100% to fulfilling his job or the expectancy of his job. So that means you're going to take a hit in wins and losses right now, possibly with him not wanting to perform, giving the bare minimum. As you saying, not
he ain't gonna get a bare minimum, Jimmy. If he get on that's why he don't want to get on the floor because he know he gonna play well when he get on the floor. He ain't gonna get. I'm just saying, how's he taking a hit? Ain't no fans in the stand.
That's how you take hits. You're gonna take hits in the win-loss column because I know you're gonna do things. He could do things that could impact the team on a game-to-game basis.
Jimmy, he going to hang out. That's James Harden been doing this all the time.
Means that's automatic.
He don't care about the protocol. He told y'all he don't care about the protocol.
Okay, Hella. If he flies with the team on the trip
he's not gonna go, Jimmy. He can't. He got to be on the quarantine.
What has to happen? They have to do contact tracing. They have to do that.
So everybody he came in contact after Monday, he got to do a contact tracing.
No, they have to take a test. Yes,
Jimmy. All I'm telling you is, man. I mean, hey, I'm laughing. Hey, I'm done with it. Y'all can say what y'all want about it.
They have to stick that thing in them noses over and over and over again every time they coming through that Toyota Center. They test it.
That's awesome.
So that's the thing. So that means now you're preparing, not knowing that all your game preparation can go out the window because one person is going and doing something and not caring. That's the thing. If you're gonna do it and not care, stay on out there and not care. You bringing it home. That's the thing with that. And so in regard to NBA, and guess what? On top of that,
oh my God.
On top of that, you especially with a team like the Rockets, because now even who knows, from James Harden or not from James Harden. Now, of course, being McLemore. The kid,
Jim,
Martin,
hold on,
Martin,
Jim, hold on.
Both of them.
Name me one excuse, right Jimmy. Name me one excuse that I've made for James Harden. Because we got a clown on the Facebook feed, and I'm exposed to clown today. I ain't never made no damn excuse for him. Not one time. I'm just explaining the way the damn business works. Not one time have I had a damn excuse. You and Seneca, I ain't never made an excuse for James Harden. I have my opinions about him. I'd say it. What was your ass when I said he was wrong and I wouldn't have did it that? You ain't said that. Just cause I don't agree with the crowd, let me tell you something. I'm never gonna agree with y'all. I ain't never making no excuse. I'm telling you how the business works. If you listen to me and quit all this whining, you'll see how the business. Y'all fans, I'm not a fan. That's all I'm. So if you're big enough to put it on this feed, I told y'all ass early. I'm gonna check it now.
What's your description?
I don't know no description. I haven't made an excuse.
No, I'm talking about your description when you express some of the symptoms of a fan, but then you say you're not a fan. So what word?
What's the description of a fan? I'm just giving you facts on how the business works. Everything I talked about today is how the business works. Everything, every single thing. How the ownership works. I said, James, I wouldn't have did it that way. That right there trumps everything, Jimmy. I wouldn't have did it that way at all. I wouldn't have done it that way. I would have did it a different way. So what the hell else I supposed to say? I'm supposed to be like, y'all, contract tracing. I need to contract trace a lot of y'all's ass. Who running y'all ass in these gyms up against these sweat ass kids every day. Y'all ass need to be contact tracing. I see the games. I ain't making no excuse. And if you think like them clowns, I'm going to put you in there too, Jimmy. I have not made an excuse. Hell no. All I told y'all is how the business works. James Harden is a grown, rich-ass man that ain't thinking about now one of you clowns. Now, hell I'm making an excuse for. For you to even apply that. You part of that goddamn hypocrisy.
Once again, it's like an old saying, talking loud.
No, I talk loud every day. You can keep that. You can take that and stick that. Loud. You can go stick that where it came from the toilet.
Talking loud. Yeah. Saying nothing.
Yeah. Okay. All right. If you listen, you might learn something. Hold on. I'm gonna show you what nothing is. You're putting all the people at danger. You're putting his teammates at danger. It ain't but 13 teammates he putting at danger, but y'all putting 1,000 motherfuckers excuse my language, at danger when you go to these gyms. Come on, man.
Hold on. They're wearing masks.
I don't care.
Permitted. That's allowed. That's allowed by the city ordinance in many of these gyms.
How you know?
Districts
hold up.
Allowing you wearing masks.
Jim.
And hold on. And they have COVID protocols in a lot of these.
James Harden can't catch COVID no more, Jimmy. He already got it.
You can catch it twice. Who the hell
he already
told
got
you
it.
that?
Hold on, excuse me. Okay, he can catch it twice. He can catch it. So hold up. Have he affected those guys now?
You won't know now until the next week. That's the whole point. You don't know now. But it could have.
Okay.
That's the whole point about it. That means it's not going to show and be present in their bodies until it could be 10 days from now.
This is the greatest hypocrisy in the world. Everybody that mentioned anything about James only that been in these gyms after gym around these sweaty ass kids and their other parents, and y'all sitting up here from y'all lofty perch. I wouldn't dare to do what James is doing. I wouldn't dare. Man, all I explained to y'all, the guy's under contract. If this an excuse, he's under contract. Okay? The owner has his rights for 2 more years. The 3rd year is an option for the team. He's saying he want to be traded. Trade him. Now, I've seen a couple, but I haven't seen you people say, hey, man, hey, y'all, let's get together and go down to the Landry's food thing and tell Tim and Fertitta to trade it. Why ain't y'all doing that? But it's easy for you to hop your ass on here and type some stuff. You must be on this page. That's easy. But you ain't got your ass in the car and went down there and said nothing to Tim or Fatita.
You just say that James Harden was doing this stuff his way. So everybody has the obligation to do it, to protest or to express their displeasure or their reaction to it their way. So you just tell them to do it your way.
Jimmy, I gave them an option. That's what I do on this show every day. Give people every day saying nothing, giving people stuff. I got receipts that said what I said to change some lives. I got receipts.
Well, give them another option. Give them another option.
I ain't got no other option.
You ain't got no other option. So that's it.
I ain't got no other option. Go down there. Guess what? Guess who controls this whole thing? See, I'm gonna show you how smart I am. Ladies and gentlemen on this Facebook feed, guess who controls this whole thing? Tillman Fertitta. James don't control nothing. He's a puppet on the string. He's down there. Tillman is the puppet master. I rest my case. If that's an excuse, use that one. Tillman controls it. Now, what's the next subject? What we got? I know we got something.
Once again, speaking of the Houston Rockets, DeMarcus Cousins, John Wall, KJ Martin, Ben McLemore are amongst the players that will not be playing in the season opener this evening against the OKC Thunder. And due to the reports, according to Woj, is that the three were getting a haircut at an apartment, and that's what Woj is reporting.
Wow!
And one of the things that, guys, when I told you to come to the Houston Rockets, there are two people that have an inside plug or have had inside plug in the up until this season, and we know that Woj was very connected to Daryl Morey. So any news most of the news that he broke with the Houston Rockets probably came from Daryl Morey himself. Daryl Morey is still connected with the Houston Rockets, even though he's not working with them anymore, just as much as Gerson Rosas with the Minnesota Timberwolves is still very connected with the Houston Rockets, even though he doesn't work for the organization anymore. When I say very connected, it means everything from the security guy. They might have gave him a Christmas gift or a bonus one time. Everything from the guy from the person that does that watches the door, from the janitors, from some of the team personnel and administrative staff. Those, you have relationships with some of those people, and that's how you can normally get some of your intel, even not without being there, as what's going on. Everybody has plugs everywhere.
What's this got to do, Jimmy, with the three guys at the barbershop getting at? Let's get back there. Can we go back there?
Ben McLemore tested positive, Howard, first. He had a positive test. So he's self-isolating so he got to test again. And then you got to get like a couple of negatives in a row.
Tell me about the barbershop. Tell me about the barbershop at the apartment. Tell me about.
You know what? That happens with the pros. Now we know. Now you definitely know that a lot of those guys they don't go to they go and get their hair cut.
Jimmy, you remember I went for months in my hair. I was looking like Marcus Sloan for a month. My hair was because I refused. So, but it's all right. It's all right for them. Okay, it's all right for these guys to put their teammates in jeopardy, right?
Well, that's understand charges and consequences. At the same time, those guys once again, expectations are different. They're different. It's different.
I love this show.
It's like if LeBron James does something and let's say the little kid that used to play with the Golden State Warriors, he does something the next day, the same crime. Different. The consequences are going to be different. Certain people. So the thing is, those haircuts in their mind, They might have thought they was going doing the right thing because they know the barber. The barber obviously was a
LeBron
positive.
James.
That's the obvious point. The
LeBron
barber
James.
texted positive. So the barber is positive, Ben's positive. Now they got to hold those guys out to test them to make sure they get so many in a row before they are allowed to rejoin the team. So that's they're self-isolating. Now, reason I know it happens because just yesterday, I go get a trim yesterday. And shout out to my barber, Jason, over at Current Cuts, right off 59 in Tidwell. He's also the barber. We had him on the chop shop for he's a celebrity barber. I mean, he cuts he trims up a lot of the athletes and celebrities in around Houston, in regular common folk as well. You can get on in. But he just said, my barber just he's got a new client. So his new client is Steven Silas. And so I didn't even ask, where did you cut the hair? He said, I assume Silas, I don't know if he went to him or Silas came to the barbershop. I know Deshaun Watson gets his hair cut from Jason. Deshaun goes and visits Jason. Then Jason has cut it over at his place as well. Depends. But my point is, those guys do get haircuts at odd hours of the day, and they will pay. Don't get it twisted now. They pay a grip for those cuts, like $1.50.
You can't buy that COVID, Jimmy. You can't buy that COVID off your ass now. You can't. I don't care how much of a grip. You can't buy that COVID off your ass. That's all I can tell you. You can get you a shot. You can skip the line and get you a shot, but you can't buy that COVID. But y'all, thank you, Jimmy. Thank you for that information. Thank you so much. That just not warms my heart, but it makes so much sense that those things can happen like that, man. It's thank you. What else we got, y'all? What else? This is interesting. This is a great
it's
show.
Being reported that Jason Tate is another Rocket now that's been sent home today. So that's five Houston Rockets that will not be in uniform or on the bench this evening when they play OKC Thunder, including 3 starters for sure.
I remember y'all said, a lot of y'all, Jimmy, I don't trust this disease. This thing ain't, this COVID ain't, I don't know if it's real or not. Man, let me tell y'all something, man. Hey, be prepared that this NBA season is going to be, the bubble was one thing. You can't stop these young rich kids from doing what the hell they want to do, man. They got service, Jimmy. Guess what I just found out, Jimmy? The person who cleaned my house, Jimmy, guess what? Her mother is positive. This stuff is happening, man. And but we want to, that's all I was saying. We can't blame one guy. Look, these guys going to get haircuts. This stuff, this disease is no respect of persons. When a college coach, Kevin Sampson, come out and said, man, all of my kids are positive. Now, our job is to make sure that our kids who has been test positive, parents, since I'm talking loud and ain't saying nothing, you better listen to this one. Take them to the doctor and get their heart checked. Tell the doctor and mention to the doctor, myocarditis. Make sure my baby be diagnosed. Be checked up for that. So it's just a public service announcement. And I said it loud, but I think y'all got kids out here, man. So bad. This disease, we don't know. We don't know the long-term. We don't know. Just telling you, man. We don't know what's going to happen. This disease is new. Thank you again to Melvin Dews, who sent me a video last night. I mean, he sent me the link, Jimmy, to a high school basketball game. Beaumont United versus Crosby. And I know I looked at the game. Beaumont United is a strong team. But Mr. Wesley Yates, Mr. Yates, do me a favor. Like I want to talk to you about something. Messaging me because I want to talk to you about something. But unique situation, unique game. And a shout out to the Lamb Productions. Those young guys. I don't know. I think one of the guys named Josh. Y'all tell him I shouted him out on the show. Doug, thank you for bringing me. This is my first time ever seeing these guys play. And I love their team, pressing. I didn't know they was a pressing team. So they get a lot of stuff off of turnovers. And they rattled a young guy from Crosby. They rattled Jimmy Haggerty, PJ Haggerty. They rattled him a little bit. I'll send you the link, Stephen Woods. Yeah, I got it for you, Stephen Woods. But unique game. You got to have 2 or 3 guards to be able to deal with these guys because these guys send a lot of people at you. So, but I like the game. I didn't. It's some things I need to see them again. That's why I tell people I like to see people. So make sure, Mr. Yates, I have some more video. I want to see some more of your son because last night, and evidently, let me tell you something. I listened to Mr. Lamb them last night, and Wesley evidently is like Stephen Curry out there. And because every time he shot a shot, the guy thought it was going to go in. But it's a unique situation, man. A good team. I can't wait to see that matchup later on in the season when they come, south or north, wherever this is, north, whatever, and play against them Hurricanes. So that's gonna be a good one. Yeah, but this Arsenal guy,
when we play against,
they play Hightower later on in the season. I'm talking about if they meet. I'm talking about if they
exactly.
meet.
They played Hightower.
But Jimmy, you the high school basketball guru. I don't have to be technically right. I'm telling you, if they meet later, we get a chance to see them play. It's just that Terrence Arsenault had 29, 11, and 6. But let me tell you something, Doug. I'm glad that's your opinion, Doug. What I look at, college coach told me a long time ago, how many was college baskets? I'm not looking at the scores no more. How many were college baskets that he gonna get if he go to college and play college basketball? That parents, I did that, parents. I used to do what Doug just put up here. Robert had 37 points, 10 rebounds. Coach said, hold on. Robert, go look at the game again. He said, how many were college baskets? Shit. It dwindled down a little bit more. So but he wasn't playing against college players, Doug. I ain't worried about your shot. But Jimmy, what you think about it?
Crosby has 2 Division I prospects on the floor with the Crosby High School team. So that's opposite. Anytime in high school right now, if you're playing public school ball, and if you're playing against that's a good matchup. If a team that's your opponent on the varsity level has 2 or more legitimate Division I prospects, Crosby has 2 at least. So that's not the regular. That's a good opponent. That's a very viable measuring stick because one of them is a forward.
And I understand y'all measuring stick. I'm just talking about. Thank you, Melvin Dews, because I saw the game for myself. And I just like to see the games for myself. And that's all. That's all I'm saying. He said if they would give Lamb Productions some assets in Houston, the guy, well, now we got people in Houston, Melvin. I think we got some people.
Lamb Productions, they have to go and we just gave them some free conversation They ass need to get up and follow through and make the contact. Hell, the spring icebreaker coming up. We got 32 courts. It ain't no damn way nobody gonna be able to cover 32 courts in this city with some live streams. And I'm gonna tell you something. Them young kids, them the ones where you really, if you live streaming and you charging, them the ones you really can make your bread off of. Because grandmama gonna watch them, uncle, auntie, they gonna have a family reunion watching every young kid that's in the 3rd, 4th, 5th grade playing basketball, especially if they playing against a good team. So Lamb Productions, I'm surprised. I've never heard of them until last night when they sent me the link. And that's not the same, but at the same time.
But I heard of them through Melvin Dew.
Better late than never.
Melvin Dew's
better late than never. So now you have to solicit it out. Just like we give a shout out to Daryl Barnes, who's over on the YouTube Boom Boom Room right now. Daryl Barnes heard the conversation about the cry for more people of color to go and establish some live streaming companies. Guess what he did 2 months ago? He went to work with that sermon that was preached on that day and went and launched his own streaming service. And yesterday they made their debut at a regular season game. Last week they made a debut. That was a test run last week. Yesterday, Klein Forrest and C.E. King was their official, I think, debut of a public game, of a regular season game with 2 public schools in it. So I don't know how it went because I didn't get a chance to watch it because I was at that game in person at Klein Forrest versus C.E. King. But once again, I applaud Daryl Barnes. He's won, but at the same time, he can only cover 1 court right now. And and the plan is the vision is to go and be able to create an army and a network of people that can cover multiple courts. And I'm quite sure that the Lamb Production as well.
So Lamb Productions and Daryl Barnes and Jeffrey Day, these guys should be talking now. They should all should be talking right now. All should be talking right now. I don't care what you got going on. Y'all should be talking right now. Jeffrey Day, Daryl Barnes, and Mr. Lambs should be talking right now. If y'all don't know how to do it, I'm telling you, y'all should be talking about, hey man, how could we do it? Y'all should have a plan. I'm gonna talk loud. Y'all should have a plan for 2022. 2021. Y'all should have a plan for when this thing open up. Okay, hey, and I'm not giving that. For the next time y'all come ask me, no, y'all didn't ask me. I'm giving that away. But those guys need to get together. And if the UIL, hey, we ain't got to depend on the UIL. If the UIL don't make you do it, y'all can do it in the summer. Y'all guys still need to talk. Still need to talk. Yeah, that's how you do it, man. It might not nothing happen, but talk first.
And of course, Daryl Barnes right on cue just gave his website 915.com. The number 9, the word 15.com. And that's his streaming site. Is easy on the eyes. I've been to the site a couple of times, and guess what? And I mean, they showed it. And one thing I like about Daryl Barnes is that prior to each game, they show a copy of the scorebook so that you, the viewer, can kind of identify some of the players that you don't know. A lot of times we watch the live streams, we only know the player that we know, and in most cases. But then another kid might make a play, and you wonder who the hell that kid is. And if a college coach is watching the game and he sees that little Johnny is in the 10th grade or the 9th grade that just made a play, that's a whole different type of attention he's going to get versus if he's in the 12th grade. And that matters. So if you guys out there and that are watching, that's an idea that should be perfect because it will help everybody. Put the rosters up at the beginning of the game or between each quarter. I'll hold a piece of paper up in front of the camera. That way people can see the rosters again, because that way they don't have to go back to the beginning. 3rd quarter, after halftime, put the rosters up again, the same rosters. That way they can know and go forward, watching the game with pleasure. But so now out of this game yesterday, speaking of C. King and Klein Forrest, They got it on yesterday. If I told you that C. King had a 13-point lead in the fourth quarter, it was a 15-point lead right at the end of the third quarter when the closing seconds, and lost the game. That's what happened yesterday. Klein Forest remained undefeated on the season. They're slow right now. And with some decent wins, some good wins. They beat a College Park, beat Sidewoods, beat North Shore, beat Duquesne, beat Dawson. I think maybe only one of those teams have a losing record right now in the season. Klein Forest, good guard play, fun to watch. Their fans, I wrote on the VIP news yesterday, before the game even started, I wrote yesterday morning that those parents are some of the most energized parents that I've seen in scholastic basketball in a while.
Jimmy, they led by Tiffany Saunders and Kim Jackson. Of course, they're going to be the best. Nothing but the best for the best. Look who they led by.
Say, they got a thing when the kids shooting the free throws, they chant. They scaring the hell out their own kids.
Jimmy. You mean they better? You put them up against Ashley and them Yates folks? You put them up against Yates?
But I said, understand. This group of parents, right now, Yates had fans and alumni that was part of their.
Okay, I got you. Okay. I'm just trying to figure it out now.
Yeah, they're parents of the active varsity players. You know, and one thing I noticed, they're sitting mostly together. That's one good sign of camaraderie.
I like that.
When the parents are sitting together, they don't have to be up on each other. I'm talking about in the same quad of bleachers. They're sitting at last week. I watched them at the Holiday Classic when they played Dawson High School. The parents they weren't all over they were rooting together. If a kid goes to the free throw line, the parents got their hands up in the air, Eagles up. And the kid make the free throw, they make the sound in unison. I mean, it's so, and when you're winning, that becomes fun. And as you win more, it becomes more inviting to participate. So now, not only are the parents, now it's more than the parents. It's the students now helping along. It's the fans, the old alumni that's helping along. And then what happens when you're winning, guys that remember Klein Forest is one of the most historically over the past, let's say, since 2000, there's no public.
Man, let me get him off the screen. He'll be back in a second, y'all. Hold on. Because I was just sitting around going through my stuff. Oh, he coming back. He back. Come on, Alan Branch. Come on. All right, Jimmy Branch, what you doing over there, man?
You clipped me off.
I promise you, I'm not doing nothing. Come on, that was you. Keep going.
I don't know if it was me or not. It could have been me.
No, you good. You good. Keep going.
I had a piece of paper on top of the board.
No, that's all right.
Now, since 2000, Klein, there's no public school in Houston that's produced more Division I players in basketball, in boys basketball, than Klein Forest. Say it again. Since the year 2000, no local public school has produced more D1s than Klein Forest. So these guys have been churning them out on a regular.
Who, Klein Forest?
You know, yeah. They've been churning them out on a regular.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what they're doing.
2 years ago. So now this year's team will not have a Division I signee that's a senior. No, in the 2021 class. No, they will not. They will not.
But that don't stop the parents. They don't stop the parents from still being grade A.
Yes, because they do now. You still play. It's an opportunity for those kids to play free or next to nothing in college. You know, once you shoot for that's like I was saying, you shoot for the moon, but cling on to a star. So you shoot the moon is Division I, but now it's time to start clinging on the stars. And parents that are watching, hopefully you're taking notes throughout these months about now. The seniors get those packets ready and start registering for some of these schools and see if your sons can get accepted. I watched last night. You had as far as seniors, Tristan Giles. He had 12 points last night in the win. Lefty. He's one of their snipers. He's one of their zone busters. He's a good, strong body, about 6'2". You know, and he had back-to-back trays that kind of. I mean, I'm sorry. He had a tray from that kind of sparked the rally. Also, Marion Williams. That's the little Williams. He's the younger brother had of the kid who went and played in the Baller Brand League. Remember?
Yeah, I like that parent. Yeah, I love the
so
great parent.
He's a younger sibling of that young man. He was balling when it came down to crunch time. Balling. When I say balling, what I mean by balling? Because remember I told you guys.
Yeah.
Don't mean they on fire. Balling was in the fourth quarter and in overtime. He scored 17 points.
What?
17. He said he had 13 in the fourth quarter. I'm sorry. He had 13 in the fourth quarter in overtime. He had only had 4 points before then. He's their leader. He's their floor general. He woke up and got to balling.
I like that. I like that.
I say 13 points in the fourth quarter and in overtime.
So
also they have a
I can see that. I can see that game on Daryl Barnes' site.
It should be on Daryl Barnes' site.
Daryl Barnes, let me know. But keep going. Keep going. I like the little Williams kid. I like the brother too. But keep going.
If you're watching the video, he's gonna be number 2.
Number 2. Yeah.
Now, the kid that wears 0 on his jersey is one of the shorter kids on the Klein Forest's team, if not the shortest. He's a starter. He's one of their leading scorers. He led them in scoring last night. He had 20 in the win yesterday.
So the 2 guards, keep going.
In amongst that 20, 14 of them came in the fourth quarter in overtime. So those 2 little mighty mites,
they money players. They money
they
men.
went to work when it was crunch time.
Right. I can't wait. I want to see it.
And once you get into a zone and understand, if the Klein Forest parents were not allowed to come and see that game in person, I don't think there's a way that Klein Forest would have dug themselves out of that 13-point hole in the fourth quarter. I don't think it would have happened. They reciprocated the energy. And you saw one parent rooting for another parent's kid, the other parent rooting for another parent's kid. Everybody's rooting for everybody's kids.
That don't happen at most schools.
Especially urban schools.
Never happened at West Side, but keep going.
And you have to, and guess what? This team ain't gonna go undefeated.
Well, who gonna beat them? Who gonna beat them?
And as I think about it, I mean they about to start district play, but they play and understand this system has been in place for so long. They have so much talent that came through Klein Forest.
And Jimmy, that's something that I'm glad you touched on that. That's something that it just don't get talked about enough. And it should be the norm, but it's an outlier that the parents cheering for each other's kids. Most of the time, I mean, most of the time, it's just, and why? Why? That and parents, there's some parents on here. Y'all know y'all ain't never cheered for nobody damn kid in your life. It's your time to fess up. You want everybody else to fess up. You want James Harden to fess up. Probably ain't never cheered for nobody else's kid. Can you imagine how that coach feel? Who is the coach? What's the coach name over there?
Kerry Black.
Can you imagine how he feel?
Dude, you remember just a few years ago when we started the Chop Chop? That was a movement out there to people wanted to get him
fired.
Yeah.
Say
he didn't care about the kids because the kids had the grades. There were several kids that, no pads, no played in that particular year. And I think it was some of the kids that played with the A-level Eagles. Remember, they took one of the kids and left and transferred out, the starting point guard. You remember that? Can't think his name. Doug, remember the young kid name, the short kid who was a starting point guard in the era before Kyrie McDaniel took over the reins. It was a young little kid. He had started on varsity like since the 10th grade. And he was a star at A-level Eagle team. And then sure enough, remember, as Brian Merritt, assistant coach from Morgan State, as he says so, I mean, and I gave me the old cliche, they all end up where they belong. Eventually, they all end up where they belong. If you belong on them streets, you're gonna end up in them streets. If you belong in jail, you're gonna end up in jail. If you belong at a and you went to a D1 and people thought you may have been a D2 or D3, trust me, you're gonna end up where you belong. You end up where you belong. In most cases, you really think about it. You can go wherever you want to go. You watch that transfer, they're gonna end up eventually, most of them, where they belong. Yeah, it don't work for everybody.
Jimmy, Gerald Barnes said something that I really don't agree with. He said, maybe it's because these kids are actually neighborhood kids. They don't transfer in. That ain't got nothing to do with you cheering for the other kid on the floor. Now hold up, y'all. That's the perfect example of an excuse. That's an excuse. No. It's no excuse for when you got a little boys basketball, come on the team, you as a parent have an obligation to cheer for every kid. Even if their parents ignorant as hell. You cheer so great for their kid when they do something that they seem like a fool. I'm laughing at people. Mindy said she tried. She tried. Hey, Jimmy. Hey, let me tell you something. Hot Tower, I used to like they little post-game, they pre-game meals. Boy, them mamas. Hey. I don't know about, I know y'all can't do it now in COVID. I know. But when things get back to normal, the next mamas, boy, Jimmy, they have a feast for them boys. And I ain't gonna lie, but Mindy, don't do like Mindy them did, man. Y'all used to feed them boys too much. And Coach, I don't know, Coach Woods, you on here, don't let them feed them boys that much. Them dudes, hey, Jimmy, that's why High Tower, y'all used to run. High Tower, y'all sure got off slow. Jimmy, they done ate like they the Houston Rockets. Jimmy, you ought to see how it was set up around there. So I know when I ate, I want to go to sleep. So I know them boys wanted to go to sleep. But during this pandemic, I know things are limited and restricted. But that's, you know what? Hey, parents, that'll be a good goal. I know you don't like Lil Johnny because Lil Johnny mama, because Lil Johnny started and got more minutes than your son. But guess what? That's okay. Let me tell y'all something. It happened to me. Listen to me, parents. This thing gonna be over soon. High school basketball, Jimmy. I thought it was gonna last forever. Jimmy, I tried to tell the parents I had fun, man. I miss being where y'all at, man. I told y'all, Jimmy, I used to have so much fun going to the games. Hey, only game I didn't like to go to was Bel Air game. Because I knew I was going to have to whoop somebody, or my daughter was going to have to whoop somebody. Every game, Bel Air game, I just hated that game. I ain't going to lie. When I pulled up, you know the old man that passed away, Jimmy, who used to take the tickets at Butler?
Yeah.
Me and him, we got a friendship because I said, man, you know what? This is the worst game. I got to sit way up in the corner because these people are crazy. But parents, enjoy. Listen to me. If y'all don't hear nothing else, I'm talking loud. Jimmy saying, I'm talking loud. Enjoy your son's varsity basketball and pre-varsity basketball experience, because it's stuff passed by. I wish I had another son. I should have just kept having sons behind Lil Robert. I wish I would have. Have them like in 3-year intervals. I wish I would have. Because it's such an enjoyable experience. And that's all I be trying. I know these other people be trying to make it bad for y'all. And they don't mean no harm. Some of these people ain't got no kids. They don't know. Sonya, I enjoyed my basketball experience. Watching a little young guy that carried my name, people writing about him and enjoying the way he played. Parents, that's what this is about. Even if he is let me tell you something. Even if he on the bench, Kim mentioned something. Her son don't play. Kim, your son should be the biggest cheerleader. He should be the leader on the bench. Somebody gonna see that his football coach, his football coach, because he gonna go to a football. You say he got a football scholar. His football coach gonna see that. It's gonna be contagious. But enjoy it, parents. I repeat again. Don't you let the Jimmy Hicks and the Doug Jones where they rake your kids and all of these guys. Don't you let them spoil your experience that you have. Because guess what? They ain't got to go home and live with you and your son. They ain't got to. When your son get old, when you get old and your son got to be the one to take care of you, don't you be getting mad at your son about these other people. I promise you. I'm telling y'all, parents, enjoy this time. I'm telling you, I wish I could go back in time and go enjoy it a little bit more better. But yeah, Jimmy, I know you're about to put something on the screen. What goes on?
Yeah, we got now at the time, of course, I want to share with you guys every week because Doug Jones put together the weekly freshman Division I report. And that is an update of how a lot of the freshmen, the college freshmen from Greater Houston are faring at their respective colleges. And which is really cool. So what we're going to do is we go through that and we see who's doing well. And this is they're in alphabetical order. And you guys see on the left column over here, they're in alphabetical order by the first name. These are all true freshmen as well as redshirt freshmen. There's a total of 35 players from the Greater Houston area that are on Division I rosters. 6 of those are red shirts. So that means about 29. Now, one of the kids right here, Ethan Taylor, he's at Air Force. And if I'm not mistaken, Doug can double check. I think he may be on the prep squad. Maybe. I think he's supposed to be on the prep squad. And if that's the case, that explains why he has zeros on the normal Division I team. But let's go and let's take a look. So we look at minutes per game. The minutes per game right here, guys, is the category that's the most important to the vast majority of parents out there. And normally what we're going to highlight is the players who are averaging double-digit minutes per game as of this week. Double-digit minutes is a threshold that's normally that we use, and then you get that's one threshold. Then for those, that's another. That's a cum laude. Then a magna cum laude is those that are averaging 20 minutes or more, which there are about 5 or 6 of those that are freshmen averaging 20 minutes or more. That means they're playing at least half the game. Bakari Lestrap how about this? The reason that he had zeros last week.
I know we talked about it, Jimmy. That team didn't play.
Yeah. And so and I talked to Byron Rim on yesterday, and Byron explained that one game that they played, he played 14 minutes, scored 9 points. That was a close game. And he put him out there. He said, this kid gonna be all right. Shout out to the Bakari Lestrap. Another young man is Braylon Bush at McNeese. Braylon Bush, 6 games played, 23 minutes, 8.7 points a game. More importantly, 4.8 assists. Man, those are some good numbers. Speaking of McNeese, check this out. In the backcourt with him, a red shirt freshman, Colin Warren from Elkins High School. Remember, guys, this Elkins team played alongside Donovan Stretch Williams. He was a light-skinned kid. Everybody's like, look at what he's doing now. 20 minutes a game, 11 points a game at McNeese. How about Davion Houston from Episcopal High School? Played summer ball with the Coos Elite, 11.3 minutes a game through 4 games this season.
I love his game.
He's seen action.
Love his game.
Hayden Hefner at A&M through 4 games. He's playing 16.5 minutes a game. That's the same numbers he had a week ago that A&M must have not played. Remember, these numbers are through December the 21st, guys, as of December the 21st. Go down to Jordan Ivy Curry from Lamar High School.
He played last night, Jimmy. He played last night. He played last night, too, but I know you ain't got that one. But he played last night also.
What did he do last night, Adam?
I don't know. I just know they went up there to see him play. I'll check it out, but keep going.
Okay. And of course, Jordan Ivy Curry is getting it in 15 minutes a game, 5.8 points a game for UTSA. Now, last week, that number was 17 minutes a game. So it has a slight dip in minutes per game over the last 2 games.
Jimmy played against Lamar last night.
Justin Hill.
Jimmy, he played against Lamar last night. He had 14 minutes. He had 4 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. But he had 14 minutes last night. 14
minutes. So that's right there in that range of minutes. That's Jordan Ivy Curry you're talking about, right?
Jordan Ivy Curry, yes.
Yeah. So that's right in that range. And what is that? So that's good burn for a true freshman, guys. Great burn. That's worth the car ride. Well, not to say anything less is not worth it, but that's way worth the car ride.
Man, I don't care if my baby was sitting on the bench. I'm going.
No. I'm saying worth the car ride. Meaning you want to see that you hope that they can play. Yeah. They can get on the court. You hope that makes the ride you're going.
It makes it more enjoyable.
And I guess the feeling inside of a parent seeing that baby on that court is indescribable, especially during the early stages of being a freshman. It's like job well done. Speaking of job well done, how about if your baby played 8 games and averaging 31 minutes a game in a Division I level, and he literally had no offers on his signing date of his 12th grade year of the Division I magnitude, and he goes in there, steps on that floor against guys that are 3, 4, and even 5 years older than him, and you're starting and averaging 31 minutes, 11.9 points, 4.9 rebounds, and 4.3 assists a game. And that's remarkable. Justin Hill. Kason Harrison from Beaumont United. He's at Lamar. Speaking of Lamar, what did Kason Harrison do last night, Al? Because Lamar played UTSA.
Oh, man,
he's averaging 27 minutes.
Hold up. I went away from it, man. My bad. I took it out. I had to go all the way back in. But keep going.
All right. When you put it on up, meanwhile, I scoot down to Kenneth Lofton Jr. at Louisiana Tech and Port Arthur Memorial High School. 8 games, 20.3 minutes a game, 10.8 rebounds, 10.8 points, 6.1 rebounds a game. I need Kenneth Lofton to get some of those assists up because I know he's a very, very good passer.
Jimmy, he passing it. They missing the shots. He passing it. They missing the shots.
Because he knows how to pass out of that double team. And I'm quite sure when you producing numbers like this for parents, what this means is that you're now on the scouting report of the opponent. They're scouting, you're on the scouting report now. There's no way because that means when you're coming into the game, Kenneth Lofton has started some games, he's came off the bench.
I want to share something with you, Jimmy. A coach told me a long time ago, and I just want to share it with you. I'm looking at Longwood's. The Longwood is 1-7, and the reason No. And the reason I say that, because a college coach told me a long time ago, man, if I got to depend on a freshman point guard to start, and a lot of freshmen to get a lot of time, my team is not going to be that good. That means something in my recruiting cycle didn't go right. He said if a freshman had to play that much, 31 minutes, he didn't say 31 minutes, but when you have to play that much as a freshman, things will you're probably not going to have a great year. I mean, a college coach told me that, Jimmy. That's all.
And I've heard that saying from coaches before, and there are exceptions to the rule.
Yeah.
The University of Houston would be one of those exceptions to the rule with Kevin Sampson over the last 2 seasons. I wouldn't. This season would be an asterisk to it because they've had a freshman that started recently, but that was because of COVID.
Yeah,
and that's
last
season. Yeah. That little kid from Dallas, he
didn't start in the beginning, Jimmy. He came in and worked himself in. He didn't start in the beginning.
Yeah, he came and worked himself in.
Yeah,
he earned that the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
I remember they were really trying to force him to take his ass back home. In the fall, they were, coaches can make some stuff so hard for you that you just say, you know what, the hell with it, I'm ready to quit. They were really trying to squeeze that young man up out of there, trying to break him.
Hey, Chad is messy. Because something had happened. And Chad, I saw it and I forgot who it was. Chad said, I'm trying to see if we're going to speak about the other speed limit. Chad, we didn't even call no names, man. Jimmy, it was another speed limit. Somebody got beat by 50-something last night. Who was that, Jimmy?
Last night?
Yeah, some high school got beat. Who is the team? No, don't say the team because we didn't say the last time. Somebody else, I saw it, Jimmy. Somebody got beat 100 and something. Jimmy's high school.
I mean, I didn't see it, so let me know.
I don't know. Chad, who is that? And you're right, Chad, but I did not put it in my notes. My bad.
High school lost to Montgomery by 50 something.
But it's not from Houston, man. I ain't thinking. Man, high school got beat by Mount Vernon. Okay.
What was the score?
It was 100 and something. It was 1,000 to nothing. They got the brakes beef off. 100 and something to 47.
So that explains. Now that explains that that somebody texted me a screenshot of Paul Miranda's tweet.
What Paul said?
Paul Miranda made a tweet, and that explains it. Because here's what the tweet says, Hannah. And we
got to take a break, Jimmy. Golly.
I just saw myself.
Hold up, man.
Here's the tweet.
Okay, tell the tweet. We're going to take a quick break. Come right back.
I saved that.
Okay,
we go to a quick break.
All right, let's take a quick break.
Come right back on the tweet. And I can read this tweet to you guys from Paul Miranda. Now I understand why they sent me a screenshot. And I'm like, okay, that's,
Thank you, Chad.
What was the motive behind it? Now I see the motive.
All right.
Now. We talk about that. We talk about that 55, and if we talk about that 55, I mean now we got to bring up something.
No, you can still talk, Jimmy.
Good putt. Well done.
Yes. Well, we've seen.
Let's get us off mute. Okay, I'm sorry. Ashley said, Jimmy, we always, Ruben always name is last. But first of all, y'all, before we do anything, I want to talk about thank you to ALAX, the Institute for Arts and Academic Leadership and Athletic Excellence with Coach Leah. It's called ALAX, www.coachleah.net. Great program. Go to our website. Go to the website. Women Rock Wednesday. That's who our major partner on Women Rock Wednesday, because she's a woman that owns this business. So y'all shout her out and go to her website and let's support and get your kids signed up to some of this stuff. But we're gonna get back to it. So your baby, Jimmy, I know they tried to get us off track, and I'm sorry, but Ashley want to see, because we Jimmy, from now on, Jimmy, like next week, we're gonna start from the bottom up. Okay, to make it fair, we'll start from the bottom up. I understand your pain, Ashley. See how I try to put Jimmy back in there, put me back in there. Jimmy, let's get all of these babies in here right quick, and then we'll go talking about what Chad said. Let's get these mamas. I told Ashley it might be a little selfish today, but guess what? What's good for the goose, good for the gander. Jimmy, where did you stop at? You stopped at Kenneth Lofton. Let's go. Keep going. Jimmy, you still on mute. Unmute your thing.
Yeah, now.
Okay.
Now, Kenneth Lofton was the last one. We talked about it. He was going to take great stat line and great minutes.
Let's go past him. Go past him, Jim. We talked about him.
We already talked about him. I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's where we left off at.
Mm-hmm.
And next up, LJ Cross, 17 minutes at Baylor from Martin Ranch, averaging 9 points a game. He had a team high 15 in their most recent win. Who was that opponent the other day? They played on Sunday.
Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Arkansas Pine Bluff. We talked about the game on yesterday.
Yeah.
And next up, Marcus Williams from Dickinson High School. He's at Wyoming, and he's averaging the most minutes of any freshman from the area. 31.4. He's averaging the most points of any freshman. 17.9. To go with 4.6 assists a game. Marcus Williams, you guys remember him. He played at Dickinson alongside Tremont Mark, and whom we will talk about in a second. But right now we're highlighting the freshmen from Greater Houston who are averaging double-digit minutes per game at their respective Division I schools. These are the Division I schools right here, as you see the cursor going over those schools, Division I schools. Next up on the list, we have Nathan Clover from Port Arthur Memorial. He's the second of Port Arthur Memorial products who are playing double-digit minutes on the Division I level. He's at Oral Roberts over there with Paul Mills, 11 minutes a game through 5 games of action at this season for Nate Clover. Pierce Helms. Pierce is a red shirt freshman at Sam Houston State. Remember, he was the white kid that was spearheading the Concordia Lutheran team that beat Anthony Edwards when they came to Houston back in December 2 years ago. And that, understand, that young man, the way this turn, he's playing. Guess what? Sam Houston State, they got some good guards in front of him. And they got another good guard coming next year from out of Duncanville. That's going to be the Damon Nichols. Is coming there, and then Nicholas, and then also they have now the kid from down there in College Station. Can't think of his name. You guys can help me out on that in the boom boom room. That is putting in work. Zach Nuttall is his name. Now, next up we have Reuben Jones.
Wait a minute, hold on, Jimmy. Hold on, Jimmy. Hold on. You said Reuben Jones, right? Just for Ashley now. It's for Yates now. Hold on. I got to blow that horn for you. Okay, now. Okay.
And so he's averaging 24.7 minutes, 8.5 points a game, 3.5 rebounds, and 1.5 assists for Reuben through 6 games of action at North Texas. They picked up a big win. I think they beat little Larry Cardero and LSU Alexander in their most recent game. Tremont Mark.
Yes, sir.
from
Hold on,
Dickinson
Jimmy.
High School.
Hold on,
He
Jimmy.
was the backcourt mate of Marcus Williams. He's at U of H and played 5 games, averaging 25 minutes a game, 13.8 points a game, 4 rebounds a game for Tremont. And the University of Houston Cougars are cruising.
Jimmy, you said you was talking about Pierce Helms, talking about they got some good guards and for him to be able. But Jimmy, if we're gonna say that, we got to even talk about LJ Cryer is playing against guys who gonna be playing probably professional basketball somewhere in the future, and he is getting that many games, getting that point. Those guys, I mean, it's hard to get minutes on the number 2 team in the whole nation, and so it's so if we're gonna talk about it, we got to throw that in there a little bit because the Butler kid, could have went to the league last year. So that's who he's playing behind. So I just like to shout, I got to say that when you mention Pierce Helms and talk about he playing in front of some good.
Well, I mentioned Pierce Helm because Pierce Helm was a player that they didn't need last year to even play the red shirt.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that.
A lot of people wondered, and even I had got an email about 3 days ago about what happened to Pierce Helm. You had this white boy on the cover of the magazine.
Oh, I didn't know you had him on the cover of the magazine.
Exactly. So people want to know what happened to front covers. Got to get certain credibility to be on the front cover of the magazine. People want to know, okay, did you hit it with that one out the park or no? And then go back on it. Remember, this was a kid that coming out of class that was kind of, remember, he's a red shirt freshman, so he didn't come out last year. Came out 2 years ago. Him and Montavious Murphy. And those guys were in the same class. Stretch Williams, Xavier Wheeler, that class 2 seasons ago. So that's why I gave an update on him because early on, I think he had his numbers. 8 games and for Pierce, 11.9. Early in the season, it was 16 minutes a game. Now it's down to 11. So that means in the last 3 games. He's had a decrease in minutes played. But that wraps up the weekly college report, guys.
Okay,
you can
let's
see
get
this,
out of there, huh?
Even though the day is Wednesday, you can see this every Tuesday morning in the VIP news on rcssports.com. Doug Jones does a super job of putting that together and keeping that updated for us every Tuesday. You go to rcssports.com. That website has so much content for you guys. Unbelievable of how much stuff you can get on there. And the VIP news, you get, even today it's updated with the total recap from that Beaumont United win over Crosby last night. Late on this afternoon, we'll have the recap of the Klein Forest C King game inside of there. And there's more info as well in the VIP.
Is Crosby ranked? Is Crosby ranked?
They were. Then they dropped out when they lost. Remember, Crosby got upset by Sharpstown last week, and that was unbearable. We couldn't stand for that no more. They got beat by double digits by Sharpstown with about 7 players in uniform. So we had to get their attention and drop them out for a minute, which probably was harsh, but there was other teams putting in work. And we just expect more from a team that returned a lot from last year. Now, getting into, we mentioned U of H and their win. We're going to talk about this about this tweet from Paul Miranda.
Yeah. Tell me about the tweet.
In just a second. Okay. But I want to give a shout out to U of H. They won last night their conference opener over Temple, 76-50, 26 points. Tremont Mark got to start last night for University of Houston. He played 30 minutes, produced 12 points. Quentin Grimes, a back-to-back 20-point performance in a row he's produced now. He had 22 last night in 35 minutes. He was 4 for 9 from three-point land. And also Jamal Shedd, he played 12 minutes after starting the previous game. He earned 12 minutes off the bench. Sasser came off the bench now, and I think Tremont Mark may have started in place of Sasser. Now I'm looking at the lineup, Sasser, but he still played 27 minutes. and played and produced 5 points. Didn't shoot it well, 1 for 7 from 3-point land. That's those University of Houston. They are number 6 in the country. I think the state of Texas in the latest AP poll, and I think the state of Texas I think they have like 3 teams ranked in the top 10 or the top 12. Baylor's number 2 on the AP poll. U of H is number 6. Texas is number 10. And Texas Tech is number 15. So that's 4 from Texas in the top 15 of the Associated Press poll. So Cougars keep on getting it done and keep winning. While other teams keep beating up on each other, Cougars can climb on up, and this could now expectations will increase as their success does. Now, speaking of, now back to the tweet from yesterday. Had I read this tweet to you from Paul Miranda? And now I know where it came from or what inspired it, possibly. It says, uncomfortable conversations, prep / post-grad DFW basketball coaches. As we saw earlier, just because you schedule or play elite national schools does not make your program elite locally or nationally. One nationally highly ranked player doesn't do it either. And that's the uncomfortable conversation that
Jim, I
Paul
missed that
Miranda.
one, Jim. Could you paraphrase that for me?
Just because you go and schedule games against national powerhouses don't make your team a national powerhouse.
Yeah.
Just because you have one kid that may be ranked high in the country doesn't mean your team is all of a sudden the magic wand goes in your team and you're Oak Hill just because you have one. So obviously that was inspired. Now that we know that iSchool went and played Montverde and lost by a whole lot. And what was that final score again? Somebody gave us that final score. How do you remember?
Paul just said 107 for 45.
107 to 45.
And I wasn't going to mention the school because I didn't mention the other school that got beat by 55. So I wasn't.
And that's why I said before the break. Now we mentioned it. Now this conversation brings that up because if you guys didn't know, Chad is an assistant coach at Legacy.
Yeah.
So Legacy,
evidently Legacy been
we ain't gonna mention that 55. Then we did not mention Legacy.
I never did. I mentioned
we never did, and we never did on purpose the last time.
Yes,
just to see because they wanted us. I felt that they wanted to have more to be pissed off about. So purposely,
Jimmy, it's better to be pissed off than be pissed on. But keep going.
Yeah. So now, do you guys? What's your thoughts on the topic on that tweet? And a lot of people do. Is that true? Do a lot of teams feel that way? And I'm not upset that a team goes and schedule and play a powerhouse team. But if you know that you don't have nothing to fight with, and that team, you're putting your kids at an extreme disadvantage on the road, then I don't know if that's a good idea. Because you know what can happen? If the right or the wrong person is evaluating that game, and it can make your star players stock reverse. Because remember the old adage, it can make the stock reverse. And here's what happened. For example, remember last year, Duncanville played Montverde. Montverde put the hammer on Duncanville. And I understood the gamble, though. They played them at home. You see the difference? So I understand Duncanville was one of the, at the time, the best team in the state, but you're playing them at home. I didn't say go on the road to get your head be at a disadvantage. And the daddy had invested, the head coach was the father of the best player on the team, Michael Peavy, who's at Texas Tech right now. So at the time when the dad made the schedule, he made that schedule with doing due diligence as a father of a prospect who was a top 50 ranked prospect with an outside chance to make the McDonald's All-American game. So this a great performance against this particular team that had Cade Cunningham, Langston Love, and the rest of those guys on there could have propelled Michael Peavy up 15, 20 slots into legitimate field goal range, into the red zone for McDonald's consideration. I spoke with Peavy. I understand the logic when some people do. So, and that's not a bad gamble. You took the gamble, you got hit upside the head, but that was worth it in that particular situation because it was.
And he knew he had some people to fight with. He thought he had some people good enough to fight with.
Yeah.
But he just didn't realize that team up there, that's all they do. Every day. That's all they do. Montverde. They got a monster. You know what, Jimmy? I want to see Montverde. I want to see him play Sunrise Christian. That's the game I want to see. Now you got some guys who got the same amount of bullets you have. That's the game I want to see. I can't wait. But that's, Jimmy,
that game will definitely take place
Listen to
this
me.
season.
I saw that, and I saw it last night, but I did not put it in my notes. And I just really wasn't going to talk about it because guess what? I just told you, and for Chad and everybody else, I hope you went back and looked at the show and heard it for your damn self. I hope you didn't get no secondhand knowledge. I said, somebody text me. It's what kills me. Somebody text me and said something that I ain't never heard before in basketball. He said, Hatter, these people got beat by the speed limit. That's what was said, Chad. And what, Jimmy, what's your favorite word? A hit dog, a holler? So I didn't say nobody's team. I know Herb Baker was on there. He know I didn't say nobody's team. I said somebody text me and said, and I said I never seen it put that way. So I guess he called himself today saying nobody talking about. But guess what? I mean, I didn't. It wasn't news when it happened to y'all, and to me, it ain't news now. You go up against those monsters like that. Them monsters. Those are basketball factory with grown ass men on it. And it's a chance if you don't have, because I used to always talk about Jimmy. I used to laugh because I happened to go to all my son's games and when he was in college. Jimmy, in the first half, Cornell was in the game with everybody. Long as the starting five could play. But once you got to go to that bench, ass whooping time. And that's just the way it is. Those guys, if Montverde had Langston Love sitting on the bench last year, Jimmy.
Yeah, he was a reserve last year. Yeah.
Yes.
He was a reserve.
So one of the top players in the country sitting on the bench. So these basketball factories, and if you play them, hey, you expect the ass whooping, or you better have you better have your gun loaded like they do. But that's all.
And the thing is, there are some people just, you're happy to get some games in, you want to get some games on your schedule. But the thing is, when you advertising yourself and saying, we're going to play this team, we're going to play that team. And so that means now you want me to pay attention because you say you're going to play all these guys. A lot of these schools are just happy to play them. We talked about that. But so that means by you getting my attention to inform me or the community of your gallant scheduling efforts, then own it when one of those teams, when what happens to you, Then you act like, well, man, it's cold. We building now. It shifts to building a culture. So now it goes into building the culture, and it's gonna take time.
And Jimmy, and me personally, if I had a program like these teams, man, I ain't gonna lie, I'd go out there and try it. Jimmy, we'll never know what could happen until they go get their head beat in. I mean, hey, nothing beat a failure but a try. You got to try it. You know, I don't blame Legacy for trying it. Jimmy, they got to, because I think, and the reason I say that, Jimmy, I think they're planning for the future. Okay, I'll take my lumps now, but I'm planning for the future, 4 or 5 years from now. See, when you got a basketball program like that, you got to think 4 and 5 years ahead of time.
Here's what happens. Harry.
Okay.
Here's what happens. A lot of this year is not going to be the same when it comes to scheduling for next year, because there was a lot of holiday tournaments that were canceled nationwide.
Okay.
Right. So those holiday tournaments are going to still be taking place. A lot of those holiday tournaments are invite only. Okay. You have to get selected in those events. And here's what happens when the teams first get put together. One of the first waves that goes through the country is a lot of phone calls are made to various tournament operators, directors, to lobby to get their team in, and you're lobbying on the potency of your team, saying this team here is one of the best teams in the country. Trust me, this team here, man, they need to be in your tournament. They need to be in. It's kind of like in grassroots basketball, that independent team that's lobbying to be pushed in the Super Bowl with the sneaker teams, and they give you that. They tell you, hey, man, they need to be there. They whoop them teams, man. I'm telling you. So then what happens is people are watching this year the what if. So what if you would have played in my tournament? Like I'll sit on the side of one of the directors of Donnie Wilkie from the City of Palms. He was here in Houston for the Duncanville game against Legacy, because Duncanville is a team that he's hoping to invite
next year
for the following year. And Duncanville had advertised all of the young players they have coming back next year. So he was coming to watch Duncanville, and he was coming to see if he had made an error or not by not letting Legacy get an invite into this year. You just want to see the right or wrong, which Legacy live up to the hype in that game. Did 3 overtimes and lost.
Okay.
You know, but what happens is people see now.
So you're saying
the crying wolf syndrome, sometimes it can take precedent, because now if you're telling me that a team is this good or a kid is this good, I go to see them and then it's like, man, I almost fell for that. I almost let them dudes in. But I didn't let them in. Or so I see him and I say, well,
I got a question. So you're saying you feel Legacy performed that bad? I don't think they just had. I mean, they had one game that they got beat bad. Okay, by that them dudes out there.
Who that?
Legacy. So you're saying that'll hurt them in the
They had more than one game they got beat bad, Hatter. They lost by 30 in Florida. 79 to 49 or 79 to 30. It might have been 40 or 40. That was their first loss.
I'm just saying. So you saying your strategy would be, okay, let me just conquer, like I think some Paul said, let me conquer the city first. Let me conquer the state first, and then go. I mean,
in their situation, to their defense, those schools, a lot of schools in their own towns may not play them, but it's different though.
Yeah,
a lot of them schools they can't play. They got to get it how they live. I understand that.
Okay.
They got to get it how they live. But my thing is, if you're kicking enough butt, then those other teams are going to be willing to come and play you. That's the thing. The economics come into play. If you become the draw, they're coming to play you.
Okay.
You see now,
Okay.
you got to go on the road to play all these guys.
So if you build it, they would come. Like in that movie.
Would come.
Okay.
So now if you're winning, you're not the draw. You're just another team on that team's schedule. When they look at the schedule, they're not saying, oh man, y'all playing Legacy up north. Sunrise ain't saying that. No, they saying, who the hell is them? Is that the Legacy? Y'all playing the team from North Carolina? Oh, no, they ain't that the Legacy. That's another Legacy. Them Texas boys. You see? But if you kick their ass, then they can't mistake you and discredit you. And that's what happens now. It's like they just swipe you on off. They're not taking you serious. So you build it, and hopefully that way people will have to take you seriously.
I mean, you know, I really didn't mind them going and play these top teams. I think it opened their eyes up. We got some freaking work to do. If we plan on being a national power, if we're gonna put, I think it's opening their eyes and said we got some more work to do in this program. That's how I'm serious. That's how I really took it. That's how I took it. We got more work to do. And Jimmy, let me tell you something, man. Hey, I see how y'all think about it, but me, and I guess I'm not the high school basketball guru, but just me just saying, hey, I would have went back with these ass whoopers I got. I'll go back to the drawing board and say, I got to look at my whole program. And you know what I'm going to say? That can't happen again. We even got to get better as players. We got to get better as coaches. We got to figure this thing out. And that's what basketball powerhouses do. That's how they do. It's going to take some lumps. But it's all good. No, we ain't never talking about. We talking about, Chad, quit taking this personal. You ain't the head coach. Quit taking this personal. Quit taking this personal. We ain't talking about no other team. We didn't talk about your damn team the other day till you came on here running your mouth. Didn't nobody mention the team that you are assistant coach on at all. You came on here, and I told you when you put it on that damn screen, I might say something about it. Sometimes, man, it's all right to just be quiet. Jimmy, sometimes it's just all right to just be quiet. Just sit back and go build I just gave you the thing. Better coaching staff, better kids, better everything for next year. Just say, hey, this won't happen again. That's all you can do because it didn't happen. So now it's time to get better for next year. But Jimmy, what else you got, man?
Yeah, I'm trying to, in my mind, figuring.
Yeah.
You just mentioned something I'm thinking about, like he taking it personal, and that's what it feels like.
Yeah,
like you're taking it personal.
Yeah.
And it kind of reminds me, like, Chad, you also was a grassroots basketball coach. Does a great job with the Houston Top Guns program. But it's similar even in the grassroots sector. When there are certain teams that claim that go in there, in other words, when the Top Guns are looking, when the Houston Hoops go out there and get their ass tore up, or the Houston Defenders get their ass tore up on their circuit, what do y'all want me to say when those teams lose? But now when you're in high school, you want to shift this shit around like oh, that's a different set of rules, man. We're trying to put what the hell you do? So, but you want to hear it when they get their ass whooped with the collection of the best players from the area. You don't want me to be quiet then. Man, y'all, come on, man. Y'all got to do better, man. Y'all got. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
And I mentioned a while ago it was a 30-point loss. It's a 20-point loss. 59-39. Lex, I said 30. It was a 20, but you only scored 39 points in that loss. And I remember giving them the business about that loss. It lost, and they came and lost another game by 1. Okay, you got a busted lip. You got a black eye.
But Jimmy, we didn't mention them, Jimmy.
No, I mean that
Jimmy,
still fail.
Jimmy, we
Tonight,
did not mention
the Houston
them.
Rockets, when they play tonight, they lose to Orlando, to OKC Thunder. In the end of the season, this loss could very well separate them from having a certain seed or prevent them from getting the playoff. This one loss could come back to hunt them by not having 18. Nobody don't give a damn.
Jimmy.
Or they lose by one. It's L's or it's W's.
Jim, I think something is missing here. This the problem that I have in this basketball community. I intentionally, you know how I intentionally tell y'all to share the show and intentionally tell y'all to subscribe to I intentionally did not mention anything. Nobody's name. I said a friend of mine texted me. Let me repeat that, ladies and gentlemen. A friend of mine texted me and said, Hatter, this team got beat by the speed limit. And that's what I said. Nothing else. I didn't imply anything else. I didn't do anything else. I didn't say nothing. Nothing. Minding my business, and somebody posted something, Chad, on the screen today. Y'all didn't talk about the other team beat by. Come on, man. You tripping. We ain't tripping because we ain't mentioning no name. You tripping.
That's what's going on.
You need to take you tripping. You tripping. I'm going to tell you. You tripping.
You know what, Hatter? And I'm looking at this stuff, and I can't believe that such experienced people in grassroots can allow themselves to be duped by somebody that's going to talk. And can't you tell when somebody playing the coochie coo with you on these text messages, these tweets? Oh, they're doing good. They're building just so they can get to your damn gymnasiums. Yeah, I'm going to talk good about you. I need your gyms on discount to the dollar. I'm going to be giving you favorable talk. Oh, man, don't worry about it. And of course, don't you see it? You don't see that? And then y'all thinking that, think about it. This, and next thing
you know what bothers me?
Done.
Jimmy, I guess you can do whatever. You can do all you. That's just like, I know how them mamas feel. When they go do everything for the kid and do the kid this and the kid still act a damn fool. Jimmy, go buy him everything. That program has been on this show more than anybody. One program. And now you want, it's a third-year program. And I quit. Stephen Woods, thank you, sir. He said, this is what I've learned in coaching. When you win, say nothing. And when you lose, say less. Wow. I might leave that on the damn screen. I'm going to just leave that there. I hope. Go on, Jimmy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and I don't even have the problem with, because there's going to be guys that's going to be animated and going to talk a little smack. But when you talk to smack, one thing I noticed why we get on guys like John Uri Butt. He could take it. When he get his ass beat in, we give him the business, he take it.
He takes it. Oh my God, yes.
He takes it.
Yeah.
And that's all. And guess what? That's why when you take it, then respect comes like, okay, you took it. You were held accountable.
Yes.
Not why you attacking me, why you attacking us. You ain't tell us about them. They got
you can't do that. But you know what?
Hold on, Hatter. I gotta go and get you to reach into your inner James Cleveland right now. To whom much is given, what?
Much is required.
Bingo.
That's all, man.
It comes with it, guys. I hit the nail right. I hit the bullseye with the analogy a while ago about the grassroots stuff. I know all you guys who text me, man, you ain't gonna say nothing about the Houston Hoops. They went out there and got their ass whooped. You ain't saying about, look at JL3. They 16 and under, and they 15 under. You see Marlon Lowe and all them guys getting their heads beat in. Ain't win a game on the EYB. Y'all remember that?
Oh, yeah.
You saying about that?
Yeah.
How you, hold on. Because here's what the question becomes. This is where the question becomes.
I remember that.
From other people. If you got all these kids ranked this high, mentally, some people believe they're not supposed to lose just because they rank that high in Houston. Okay. They're not supposed to lose when they go play. Okay. That's what some people are led to believe.
That's a myth. You saying that's a myth?
We got the super friends. We got Batman, Robin, Aquaman, we got those super friends. And they're going to go together and just be Cape Crusaders and fight for justice and reign supreme over our kingdom. Bull. No. Here's what happens. When those teams go out there and lose, and once again, you guys start looking at the players. How can these players be this good if they're losing this much? That's what people want. Now, that don't necessarily apply on the local level, but that's what some people locally would pose the question to me. If a kid is ranked number 10, number 11 wants me to answer that question. Number 12 do too. How you got this kid number 10 and he ain't scoring but 4 or 5 points in this game? That's what happens. You don't have to get those emails and those questions. And guess what I do? I made the vow once again, I stick my chest out on all attacks and critique. Everybody out there know it. If you got a critique or a problem, you call. I'm calling you back. We're gonna get on the phone and we're gonna bump about it. Everybody knows that. I'm approachable like that. Now, meanwhile, I might bump back on you on the phone. We're gonna bump. You get your bump in, get my bump in, and then we're gonna land the plane on it. And in most cases, the respect though is there. All the time, people say, "Man, I didn't know you was that approachable. I didn't know you get, man, I appreciate that." Because you want to get your vent out. And I understand that. But my thing is you can't have it. Everybody want to, listen, you have your own media department. Paint your own narratives.
There you go. Jim,
don't think that we attacking you. We're not against you.
It's got
the city. I said it when the season began. I said it before the season began. Hell, you remember this? Yep. I said you better win.
Sure did.
That's all I said. I said Houston needs you to win.
Yep. And
when you lead a state, Texas needs you to win.
Yeah.
I said that. That's all that was required. That's what the ball was raised. You know what they did? They looked back and laughed like, man, we got this. Man, you see our roster? Come on, we got this. We all right.
Jimmy, them rosters don't get it, baby. I sit there and told you, Jimmy, I saw a game the other day, the first high school game I saw with intensity. I've seen all of these other games on video. I've seen one high school game this week, this whole year. One. And that's a Toscasita. And who else they played? Who was that? Summer Creek? Is that Toscasita? A game last week with all them damn people in the stands. It's the only time I saw where both teams had the energy for 32 minutes and both of them teams was playing. This first game I've seen with that kind of intensity. I know it's been some double overtimes and all that I've seen. I'm talking about with them kids playing 32 minutes of intensity. That's the only game that I saw that I can sit up here and say. And I know y'all said that, well, the Duncanville was, but I saw some missed layups in Duncanville game. Point blank layups and all that kind of stuff in the Duncanville game. I saw some bad stuff happening in the Duncanville game. So all I'm saying is, was it Shadow? No, it was Summer Creek. It was Summer Creek. The neighborhood guys. But the neighborhood, Daryl Garrett, it was Shadow Creek. The neighborhood teams. But I mean, Jimmy, it's just, but I'm glad he got passionate about what he do. But don't direct your anger or your comments toward the guys who put you on this stage and on this platform. if we go and sit here and say something, and that's what I told you, Jimmy. I was talking to a legend in Houston basketball, in the Houston area basketball, and I asked him a question. Maybe I should stop praising these guys when they do well. Because then I'd have to come and say when they don't do well. And it really don't set well with me. I'm just telling me personally, don't set well with me. Because I always want the best out of people. I want the best for this program. But it's Jimmy, you said it, too much is given. It make me not want to say nothing good about a player or a team. Because these same people love that. Oh, they talked about you on the chop shop. But when Jimmy said, hey, Robert, but shit, he was over. He was over. Oh, he hating. Y'all, I sit here and blame the leadership of this basketball community why it's so bad. But some of us, y'all, we got to do better too. Parents, kids, all of us, we can't just put it on the guys who came before us. We know better now. We've spent 4 years explaining this stuff to y'all. 4 years. If you don't, listen, you can go back and get the old ones. Like we ain't going to be on over the weekend, go back and get the old ones. Parents, we've been 4 years just explaining this process. This process can be good. This process can be a great process. Chad, this process gonna go back quick. You're gonna move on from there, go to somewhere else. It's gonna be over. We just got to have a lot more respect for each other in this basketball community and understand it. Just cause I tell you, first time I ever seen it on this show, a parent came and said, man, my son told Jimmy, my son played like crap.
Yeah.
First time I ever heard that.
Yeah.
Wesley Yates, yes, he did.
Yeah.
I said, wow.
He owned that. And he owned
wow.
that. And his player ranked #1.
Wow.
So know what he did? He stood out there. Let's think. My son played like crap. He said that.
Yes.
He typed it out. It's in the YouTube feed in the Boom Boom Room last week after they played Bel Air. And then speaking of, and it's fair game. Fair game because just on yesterday, right? On yesterday, this same Beaumont United team, Adam, they played Crosby. We went over that game. We skated over that earlier.
Yeah.
But when they played Crosby, Terrence Arsenault was the man of the hour.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Wesley Yates played in that game as well.
Yes.
Guess what he finished with? I'll read you the quote from Doug Jones' recap. And you guys can go in the VIP news and get the whole thing and read it for yourself with the stats and everything. Wesley Yates struggled for the second game in a row, going 3 for 13 from the field, as well as 0 for 7 from three-point land and scoring 6 points.
Guess what?
The daddy knows that. He's okay with that. Guess what? The daddy knows because that comes with it. So now,
go, Jimmy.
You got to play.
And Jimmy, shooters, that's what I tried to explain to y'all. I know, y'all. No, I ain't gonna even go there. Sometimes when you're shooting, especially threes, sometimes you don't make them. But I knew this guy, I heard this guy got a clip. The announcer on the show was announcing the game, said, I've never seen Wesley Yates miss this many shots. He said it, and I said, unbelievable. So guess what? That's why I couldn't say, that's why I said I want to talk to the daddy. I've been there. I've been there, Coach, Mr. Yates. But I'm so proud that we got a dad. And I know his son has been. Guess what he got to do? Get back in the gym and keep shooting them. Get back in the gym. Coach, Mr. Yates, all you got to do is go. All you got to do, Mr. Yates, is go home and y'all go to your home gym. My son had a slump. I had to get on 2 airplanes, Jimmy, to go all the way to New York in a blizzard and somebody got to open up a gym for me. You need to be away from your team, away from everybody. Get back to the stuff that got you 1,700 miles away from home. Mr. Yates, that's what we did. We got in the gym. And guess where it was, Mr. Yates? It was them 6 inches between his ears. His mind wasn't right. He was worried about something else that didn't have nothing to do with him missing all them damn shots. Get what the coach told me, Jimmy. He said, he get every shot. He can shoot the ball any damn time he want to. So guess what? I had to go in there, sit there and say, hey, son, just shoot. Let daddy see what happened. I'm the one constructed that little glass shot. So let me see what's going on. Mr. Yates, I sit there, we was in there for hours and hours. Guess what, Mr. Yates? He was mad at me because guess what? He wanted to go out. No, we ain't going out tonight. You know why? I can't tell you how much I spent on that flight getting up there. No, we finna be in the gym, baby. Yeah. And guess what? After that, Jimmy, he got his mind right. Parents, when I'm telling you these stories, I'm telling you this, I hope it can help you. I ain't got no son. Jimmy ain't got no son. We are here to help you in this process. So that's all, man. Keep shooting. Keep shooting. That was Stephon Curry do. Keep shooting. That's what that guy y'all don't like me to talk about. Y'all talk about him in the club, but after the club, he go shoot. After the strip club, he in the gym. But Jimmy, you can end it, man. Oh, golly, I didn't know it was this late. Man, let me get the hell out of here. I got to be Santa Claus. I got to go Santa Claus.
And at the national level is just different. Hell, you supposed to know that all that. Don't y'all know that already? Don't you know that? Y'all know that already.
Yeah, we know.
You know, I mean, they know that too. Grassroots players are the same players that suit up with their high schools. You know that the sneaker circuits are different than independents. You know that.
Yeah.
You know that there are certain national tournaments that's going to be more fire than others. You know that.
Yeah.
You know that the Montverge and the Sunrise and the Oak Hills of the world, you know they're going to always be a step ahead of most.
Yes.
In most occasions, collectively. Sure, there would be a time when a Dallas Lincoln would or Jack Yates would win the national, would go undefeated and end up number 1 in the country. And you know what happened? They made an antidote to ensure that will never happen again. Have y'all noticed that? The powers that be put something in place, once again, that you saw with a public school from a conventional state like Texas. Mm-hmm. It ain't never happening again. You know why? They got the Dick's Sporting Goods National Championship, the Geico, the one they do now, they have a version of a national championship that teams like Texas can't go play in. Now, unless the high school coach is willing to release the reins and they go as a travel squad. See, that's the new way around it now. You could be done, but that high school coach can't coach the team. You see now? That means they can go and travel and play.
So Texas teams can't go to these tournaments because Memphis team couldn't go. I remember
they can't go. Why? After the season that's concluded. Because once the UIL season that's concluded, it's concluded. You can't play anymore.
Can't play. I got you. Head coach. Okay.
And a couple of teams that tried to get waivers, they wouldn't grant no waivers. So it ain't happening.
I got you.
You know, so that's what I'm saying. So powers have put it in place. It's kind of like the football playoff system. They made it where Group 5 would never be able to get in that Final Four. The only way they can get in is they expand the Final Four to 8 or 6 or 8. They'll never be able to get in like that with the rules. You see it. That's just like an independent grassroots team, Hatter. That's why no matter how good you are, if you're independent, you ain't gonna never get admitted into the EYBL that particular year. No matter how good, no matter how much ass you kick in that year, you know, they ain't gonna open up and modify the EYBL. We're gonna let your team in. You good. It don't work like that. This system is made for big fish to eat little fish.
I found that out, parents. I ain't gonna tell you no lie. In the beginning, I ain't know what the hell the EYBL was. I told you, I just know Lil Robert wanted to play because he wanted the sneakers. He said, Dad, you got to earn them sneakers. You can't buy them for me. Because I told him, well, I'll buy them shoes for you. He said, no, you got to earn them. You got to play on the EYBL. So, man, we just got to earn it, man. And what I would want for Chad to do, Chad, let's take this thing back. Let's go back to the drawing board. If y'all need my help, I'm going to help you. We just got to get better. That's all. Them teams, I know what them teams at Montverde doing. I know what Kenny Chandler and his daddy doing up there. Even on his off week, I'm going to show you what these guys did. Kenny Chandler daddy, because he got the means, he done flew his kid to California to work out with some people. So guess what? We just got, our kids just got to keep working. Wesley Yates got to shoot that ball like he can't. But see, one thing I love about Wesley Yates, and y'all didn't tell me this, Jimmy. Y'all didn't tell me he was bring the ball up and he initiate the offense. Nobody never told me that. But I saw him very comfortable at bringing the ball up and initiate the. See, I didn't know that part of his game. That's why I said I had to see the damn game myself. Ain't no stat gonna tell me that. No stat. I've never seen that in a stat. But he seemed like every time he brought it up, they got a good shot. I ain't talking about the helter-skelter. I'm talking about when they bring the half-court offense. So that's just something I look and I want to see more of these kids. Cause man, let me tell you something, Jimmy. My goal is when I read that about Eddie Barlow. I hope that somewhere even HBCU can be a powerhouse in their level. Houston just got too many good basketball players, man. No, excuse me. They got too many talented basketball players. Look, I froze a little bit, Jimmy. We got too many talented basketball players for any of our local schools to be struggling in anything. But Jimmy, I'll let you take us out of this thing, man.
Yeah, man. It's our time to go and land this plane. We are going up on 3 hours for today's show. This may be an all-time record for the longest chop shop ever produced. And we hope that we hope that some people, you know, that you increase your awareness, to say the least, and you've been educated on and allowed yourself to be educated on a lot of things and a lot of the topics that we talked about. Make sure, if you haven't done so, share the show to your timelines, to your friends, to your groups. Give us a thumbs up on the YouTube page if you're over there. I see you guys over in the YouTube family.
I see him.
I see Frank White and John Newsom. I see King Sticks. We see Wesley Yates, Lil Rick over there.
Yeah.
And of course, you mentioned Melvin Dudes. Those are just some over in the YouTube Boom Boom Room right now. Share the show. If you're on Facebook right now, take the time to go over to our YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube. Like our YouTube page. It doesn't take but 2 seconds. There's it's simple. There's no money involved, nothing like that. It's just you're just helping to increase our digital footprint. We got big stuff coming with the Chop Shop. We'll be making announcements on that stuff next week.
Yeah.
Probably as soon as Monday. You guys stay in. Real big stuff. Like I say, it's always.
What we doing tomorrow, Jimmy? What we doing tomorrow? We off?
Well, tomorrow is Christmas Eve,
Yeah.
and we can broadcast. I had planned. Inside. I didn't tell you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it may be too late,
Mm-hmm.
but I was really wanting to go over to the North Shore versus Katy Taylor football game. That's outdoors.
What time is gonna be?
Katy, it's a 1 o'clock kick. We can get there for halftime.
North Shore versus Katy?
Katy Taylor.
Oh,
the quarterback.
Okay. Katy Taylor got it? Okay. Well, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about
not Katy Taylor. I'm tripping. Katy Tompkins.
Tompkins. Oh.
Yes.
Yes, I'd like to see that. What? Yeah. Yeah, Jimmy, we might. Hey, if they can get me, if I'm outside and I can get somewhere by myself, I'm good. I'm not gonna tell them I don't want to be around no Negro.
Hopefully we ought to be able to get it. We can get up in that joker for halftime. Halftime will be if the kickoff at 1. Then that means halftime is about 2.
Yeah, they take long. Yeah, they take a long time, Jimmy.
Hopefully the game won't be a blowout by then.
Oh, that's right.
Knowing the North Shore, the Mustang. Knowing the Mustang. Say, and now don't get it twisted.
What time is Shadow Creek game? What time is Shadow Creek game?
No, Hightower plays football tomorrow as well. Hightower plays Manville at 3 o'clock on tomorrow out at that stadium off 288 that you say that's right off the side.
Oh, yeah, I like that. I like that stadium.
That's where Hightower was playing Manville.
Now, I want to see Katy in Shadow Creek. Where they playing?
I think that's a Saturday kickoff. I think that's a Saturday. We get Adam Coleman on tomorrow to give us an update.
All right. We in tomorrow. Okay.
Football update. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for tuning to the Chop Shop. And of course, a great show. Another great show. And we are definitely going to try to bring it again on Christmas Eve for you guys tomorrow. That way we can go out with a bang going into the holiday weekend. You make sure, once again, we invite you to share the show if you hadn't done so already. Thanks so much to everybody. Time to get up out of here and slide down Dino's back and yabba dabba do this thing on this. Is this the? No, we got one more Wednesday left in the year.
Yeah.
So I'm about to say on the last Wednesday.
The Women Rock wins.
But we got one more left. But thanks so much. For Robert Howard, this is Jim Hicks. And guys, peace. We'll see you. Make sure you come on back on tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll come back, Ma. All right. See y'all here.
Jim Hicks. Rob Hatter. You are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro. Let's get it. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up. It's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop. We live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk. We live in the Chop Shop.